This podcast is sponsored by Invicta Coffee Co. Coming out of Arizona. It's veteran-owned and operated. Great friends of the podcast. They make great coffee. They also do a great job of doing what they can and fighting the good fight when it comes to mental health awareness. A portion of every purchase that you guys make are going to go towards an organization or a foundation that does just that and specializes in mental health awareness. If you want to go check them out, invictacoffee.com. Use code PODDYMOUTH at checkout. This podcast is sponsored by Reload Rub and Seasoning. If you're looking to spice things up in the kitchen, impress your in-laws that probably don't like you anyway, or just trying to elevate your barbecue game, Reload Rub has got you covered with a bang-up lineup of rubs and seasoning. Go check them out at reloadrub.com. Use code PODDYMOUTH22 at checkout. This podcast is sponsored by Uncanna Natural Solutions. Don't get me wrong, guys. There are thousands upon thousands of different CBD companies out there, but the reason why I support Uncanna is because 1, American-made product, 2, veteran-owned, and 3, you're looking at top-tier quality products. Whether you're looking for THC-free products, full-spectrum products, balms, stuff for your pets and dogs and all that good stuff, they've got you covered. Go check them out, uncanna.com. And don't forget to use code PODDYMOUTH at checkout. Cheers, everybody.
What's cracking?
Monique Hawk, finally, you were here.
It's only been like 20 months in the making.
Yep, that's about right. Kelsey Sheeran, shout out to you, my friend. Shout out, no free shout outs, but we'll give you one anyway. This is how we got connected. Old Kels.
She texted me and she's like, you have to do a podcast with these guys. You have the same sense of humor. I'm like, oh, potty mouth. Oh, well, I'm going to take that. I'll take that. So thank you, Kelsey. Thank you.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that we vibe so well, but let's just
We're going. I'm taking it as a good thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Before we get into all the good stuff, we've got to talk about you came bearing gifts today.
Yes.
And if we can just switch to my camera for a brief moment here, we have PODDYMOUTH shot glasses from the one and only Monique Hawk. That is
porcelain too.
Porcelain,
It's real.
not even plastic. So cheers.
Gotta get the good stuff.
You know?
Cheers.
Throw it in there. Sipping a little tin cup whiskey.
It's really good.
Coffee.
It's smooth.
Yeah, Paul, how's life going on over there?
Day 40, brother.
Day 40. So
Is that Black Rifle?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Espresso, the triple shot.
Is it good?
Yes, fucking delicious. The rich mocha. Ooh, doggy.
yeah.
Gets
It's
me-
an
gets me in
awkward
the
moment when he comes in with
me in the
Black
feels.
Rifle, and we have a sponsor of Invicta Coffee. So it's a little sensitive.
I mean, I saw nothing. Weird.
Yeah.
Thanks for,
Definitely not.
We should have
thanks for blowing my cover.
She's like, thanks for calling me out.
Yeah, turn the label so all you can see is nutritional facts.
Laces out.
Laces out.
He's just trying it to give all the dirty secrets to the sponsor.
That's true.
Step it up.
You have to try the competition. So
Yeah.
Can you give us a rundown on day 40 you said?
Day 40, so past the halfway mark, which is super exciting.
Yay! Golf clap. Where's the golf clap?
I got you. There we go.
There it is. There, yeah. We're next level production out here.
This is next level.
It's going good. I dropped down to 205 pounds, so that kind of scared me. So
What did you start at?
214. A big fatty.
Yeah, it's
Balloon.
the COVID-14, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go to 240. I don't want to drop lower. So
No.
I pump the brakes and I up my carbs and calories. So I want to try to stay at 208, just jacked.
Just absolutely jacked and tan.
Yeah, just jacked and tan and just stretch marks everywhere all over my body.
Love it. Yep.
Just extra skin just flapping in the wind.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Kidneys failing, the works.
Kidneys failing. Yeah.
But hey, have you seen these abs though?
Check out my back knee, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, dude, super pumped. And Monique,
So give me the lowdown on.
Yeah, she's
this
never heard
whole-
of this.
why is
never heard
everyone such a virgin to the game?
Dude, I think
Because the
I think
fitness
we
people are
just
critical.
we
We're
just run
critical.
into you and I run in the same circle where there's a lot of people who are into this, but I just don't think she's into that.
All right, rundown. It's a program designed by Andy Frisella for Scylla. It's 75 days of 2 workouts, 45 minutes, 1 outside. Let's see, reading 10 pages a day, no alcohol, 6 with diet plan, progress picture, and I do that fully. Just kidding.
I was gonna say,
Just Spencer.
send pics or it didn't happen.
You get his pics, basically.
I think I'm missing something else. Oh, drink a gallon of water a day for 75 days. So yeah,
There you go.
so no.
Do you have like a catheter set up somewhere just because it's gonna be?
Honestly, the first like 2 weeks it takes a little planning, but now I still need about 34 ounces and I'm not even sweating it. I'll get it in. But I do. There's a few midnight runs to the bathroom.
Yeah,
For sure.
for sure.
But it was good. I want to stick to a gallon or like half a gallon of water a day after this because I feel fucking phenomenal.
So what's the diet like?
Diets can tailor to you. You can go full lean mode. It's all customizable, but there's zero compromises. So I chose macros, and then I have to alter it just because I was losing too much weight. But it was great. I was putting pants on that I haven't put on in a while, which was pretty cool. But yeah, I like it. So
What was your motivation for starting?
just a reset.
Yeah.
I like. I thought it was busy, and then to add a little more on the plate to really time management was pretty cool. So I'm excited, but I'm also excited to be done here.
Day 40.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Are you hungry?
No, I feel good. Satiated.
good.
Yeah, I feel great. I eat pretty lean, so it's really good. A lot of my snacking went down. My ice cream went down. My junk food obviously went down. So, but I was craving a pizza the other day. It was fucking.
Well, there's like cauliflower crust pizza. It's not
that's
honestly.
good. Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
not
gonna
bad.
lie.
Good.
Yes.
It's really good.
I will fact check
Yes.
that. It's good.
It's
Blaze,
delicious.
Yeah, it's
we've got
Yes.
a Blaze pizza out here.
Oh,
Dude,
take my
sometimes
money.
I
might have to
prefer
do
it.
that, yeah.
It's really fucking
my
good.
money.
Yeah, you can't tell a difference.
Yeah.
Costco
really good.
has them.
Costco
Amazon
makes it
fresh.
Costco?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yes, everywhere has it's all the rage. You can't tell a difference. I usually bake it a little bit longer,
Yeah,
just to get that,
get that
actual
crisp.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It'll fit your measure.
But will you still go with like a Little Caesars and just go all fat girl?
Ooh.
Little Caesars,
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
dude. If I'm gonna waste my calories on a pizza, I'm going like Luigi's, like all the. I'm a big cheese fan. I can't like compete or die anymore because I'm not giving up fucking cheese. Like I love cheese. Cheese every day.
Interesting.
I add cheese to my cauliflower
You're not.
pizza.
Oh,
I add
well, yeah,
cheese.
yeah.
To your what?
Your cauliflower.
I add cheese to the.
Of
I'm like, oh, it's a
course,
healthy
of
pizza.
course.
Add cheese. Yeah, I'm doing it.
Well, you're just staying away from the bread.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, it's keto, but I don't fucking care about keto. I just want the
Yeah.
cheese, you know?
Yeah.
Have you ever done no gluten?
No.
I heard that's a big thing. And then
I think like people made it a thing.
Yeah, it might have been. But
Yeah.
I will say, like, so I'm going to take this time to talk about myself. Okay. So,
Yeah,
everyone
you've
shut
had
up.
enough time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's enough over there. So I was doing the macro thing and I was having a very hard time losing weight. Very, very hard time. And
Okay.
I was tracking everything. But I think for me, I was having something with like grain and starchy carbs just does not do well. And that reminded me because we started talking about gluten. And I don't know if that's a thing or not with me. I've never gotten tested or anything like that. But I will say I've now started switching to eating predominantly meat and just a little bit of fruit sprinkled in. Like in the morning, I'll have eggs with some spinach in there. So I'm still getting some fiber, still getting some antioxidants, some good vitamins and all that good stuff. But I'm eating mostly just meat and
Really?
fruit.
And you
Yeah.
feel better?
And I feel amazing.
Have
Like
you
I'm
ever
already
cut out
like
gluten?
I already feel like so one of the big things when I was doing macros is bloat. Like I could not get rid of this bloat that was just always hovering over me because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna eat 300 fucking grams of
Yeah.
carbohydrates and just like rice and sweet potato. And don't get me wrong, I love sweet potatoes. One of my like guilty pleasures. Olive oil, salt, pepper, done and
Air
done.
fryer?
Oh, good call. Very good call. But anyway, once I started cutting that shit out and again, just like pumping up the protein, definitely like cutting back on the snacking, like before a gym, I'll like grab a handful of blueberries and throw them down and go. And like my strength is there. I definitely feel like I'm trimming down a little bit now. And I just overall just feel much
Did
better.
you feel like inflamed when you were eating grain?
Damn, we're going intervention. Monique's like intervention.
I
not-
thought
okay,
she
okay.
was the host for a
Okay,
second
okay.
there. She was, and you were the guest.
How did you feel about that?
Yeah. Tell me your feelings.
No, the only reason I asked, so I I studied nutrition in college because I
Shout
was
out.
convinced.
Shout out to the brains.
I thought I was gonna be a registered dietitian, and then I watched like my 600-pound life, and I'm like, look, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be like in the hospital.
Like, fuck
telling
these guys.
Yeah, no.
Fucking slobs.
But I can't stop
Piece
watching
of
that
shit.
show. Have you seen that show?
Fuck that shit. I can't
Yeah,
watch
dude,
this.
it's fucking so gnarly, dude.
Train wrecks.
I
It's
will say,
addicting.
if you're having a bad day,
Yeah.
just fucking watch that. You're like, oh,
Or
dude.
walk into Walmart.
Yeah, we're
One of the
doing
two.
all right. Or walk into Walmart.
Bash in Walmart. I don't think we bashed
Dude,
Walmart.
have you ever? You'll have a huge confidence pickup.
Oh, for sure.
I want to
Yeah.
feel normal. I'm going to Walmart.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
but
and ours out here isn't that bad, but you go to
No.
like Arkansas.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro.
Arkansas is where Sam Walmart's from.
Well,
Is it really?
Yes, Sam
What?
Walmar's.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What a weird coincidence.
There
See,
you go.
to your point exact, right? But my 600-pound life, these people can't even. I watched this lady. It's not funny. This lady was.
You're a piece of shit, Monique.
I
Serious subject.
suck, dude. This lady was so fat. She couldn't fit through the door frame to the bathroom.
No, I don't want to hear
And
it.
her boyfriend had to hose her off on the porch. So she had to go out to the porch. She had to waddle her way out to the porch, and then she had to get hosed off. And I was like, fuck, all right, I'm going to eat my cheese now. 'Cause, like,
Oh my
so
god.
I only brought that up. I started studying different things with nutrition, and I started looking at people's ethnicities. And so, like, if your background comes from a certain region or whatever it is,
Why'd you look at me?
I looked at both of you. I'm trying to do the swivel shit, okay?
No. You look straight into that Mexican's eyes.
All right,
You
I'm
look
not-
straight into the brown guy.
Anyway,
I saw that.
As soon as
Saw
we
that.
talk about ethnic people, let's go to the dark.
You know,
All right,
brown
you know,
people and their high
I'm
cholesterol,
pandering,
Paul.
okay? I'm pandering. All right. So anyway, beans and rice. Anyway, so people.
Oh shit! I fucked that one up.
Mariachi.
You wanna try it
Mariachi. There you go.
again?
There you go.
Mariachi.
Mariachi. No,
So-
suddenly you're the Mario from fucking Super Mario.
We'll let you try that one again later. But people will develop certain enzymes that will digest food easier depending on their.
I have heard
ethnicity. So,
about that.
Yeah, I started studying that more, and so like when I would make diet plans for people, I'm like, hey, number one, like, what do you like? What do you need? Because your body will give you cravings on what it needs at that time. And so I would base it off what people like, what they hate, and then what they're. Ooh, I just spanked it. I got really
Yeah, that was a nice little good game right
it's a
there.
spank rub technique, you know?
That
Yeah.
was a nut check.
Yeah. So you gotta just
Spank rub technique.
You like that?
I-
That'll come into play later in the podcast.
Wow. Okay. All right.
When
here
I
we
deal
go.
with people,
Yeah.
it's like the spank rub technique
Oh.
from time to time. That's
right.
what I call it.
Okay. I think I know where you're going with that. But
Yeah.
okay. We'll get there. I'm
We're
sure.
gonna circle back.
Circle back.
I'm gonna circle back. But
Okay.
yeah, diets,
Diets. Interesting. Ethnicities.
ethnicities.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think I've always dabbled with like low carb stuff, and I've always had pretty good success. I'd say the one thing that I had more success with anything was intermittent fasting.
Oh, what?
Really?
You're not gonna shout out carnivore?
You and I have talked about this a million times. I did not have the experience that you had.
God, I loved it.
This dude got shredded
Shredded.
off
Really?
of carnivore.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I'm basically doing carnivore right now. Like I'm telling you, I'm eating so much fucking meat. Like I'll just reach into the fucking fridge and grab chicken.
Basically do carnivore.
Yes, you can.
You're fucking doing it or you're not?
There is a
I'm basically a
variation.
Okay, so we're
vegetarian.
shouting out carnivore is what we're saying.
Jesus, this guy is all about you either gotta do it or you're not fucking doing it.
Yes.
There's no in the middle.
See, I'm like, man, you could like do it, but you
Thank
could like
you.
throw in some
Oh,
cheese
thank
and
you.
shit. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you guys
Yes.
are so phony.
You
Paul's
can't.
mean. Okay, gosh,
Are you okay?
No.
Are you hurt?
It's triggered.
triggered. No, you're the fucking guy who gets triggered over it.
You can't.
Is
Let's
this
call
where I
Paul
go with the-
Saladino right now.
I'm
Let's
gonna
call-
interview.
Well, no,
with
he
this one.
started using fucking honey. So there you
honey.
Yeah, well, it's a fucking animal product.
go. Well, whatever.
What's carnivore? Is it just like all animal
Animal,
stuff?
It's all animal
All
products.
animal
So
stuff.
you'd be great. Cheese. You get all the cheese you want.
Love it. I love it.
Cheese break.
You can literally ask anyone that I like. I eat
Dude,
cheese
I
every day-
wish I
every
knew
day.
about this beforehand because we could do like a charcuterie board of
Oh,
just
yeah.
cheeses
Oh,
tonight.
you didn't get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here. If you like Lindenberger, you
Ooh.
can just get out of here. Okay,
Ew.
good.
No, I don't. I don't
This
do
shit's
blue
nasty.
cheese.
Oh, hell no.
Lindenberger
Thank
or
you.
Gorgonzola.
Yeah.
Like if it smells like it came out of your fucking ball sack, like I don't want it, dude. Like I'm talking like smoked Gouda.
If it smells like an old gin bag,
like
I'm out.
Schmagma, I'm not about it, dude.
Schmagma, dude. I haven't heard that fucking term in so long.
Yeah, no, I don't want it.
That's
Smoked
good.
Gouda, we'll talk.
Okay, smoked
Yeah.
Gouda is good.
Delicious.
A good brie for me. Love the
You
texture
like
of
the
that.
softer cheese?
Yeah, I'm into it. I'm into like all
Provolone?
cheeses except like pretty much all the ones you named. Like blue cheese, I'm like, who the fuck are you? Please stop. I'm not a huge fan, and I think it's because of like textural, but cottage cheese.
I'm not either.
Yeah, I'm not super into that either.
Or cream cheese.
Oh, people who do cottage cheese and peaches or something.
Oh yeah. What the fuck is going on
Why?
there?
Get your fucking
I don't know.
sanity
Yeah,
check.
Yeah.
dude, do a fucking background check on those people.
Yeah.
dude.
Good idea.
Right?
Oh, you eat what?
Yeah. You're out here in uniform just doing notes like, what
Just
kind of
curious,
cheese you like?
do you
Get
eat
this bitch out of here.
breakfast? What do you eat for
Get her out of here.
Next.
That's the killer right there.
Yep,
Eats
yep.
fucking cottage cheese and peaches.
Lock her up, throw away the key. Fuck that. I'm out.
Yeah.
Where does craft singles fall on your scale there? Wait, you had this look of disgust, and now you're changing
I
your
think
mind.
because I was thinking about like folding it up and just eating it. But if you make it in a grilled cheese, it's
bomb.
delightful. Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
you gotta either go Kraft or Colby Jack.
I used to, when I was a kid, I used to take the piece of bread and I would take the bread roller and roll it completely flat. And then I'd roll it like a little
Okay.
grilled cheese taquito. And then you'd grill it. And it was like a little rolled cheese taquito grilled cheese. It was bomb.
That's some like serious fat kid shit right
Yeah.
there. I'm into it.
Yeah.
That's bomb.
Oh, I was a serious fat kid.
Were you really? So I wanted to ask you, so we're talking nutrition, fitness, all that kind of stuff. What's your routine like? Regretting whiskey?
Do you
Is
want to
that?
know how it all started? This is funny. So I ate like a fat kid, but fortunately for my metabolism, it did not get to that
Oh,
point.
you're one of those. You're
Yeah.
one of those people.
I'm entitled. So
White privilege for
white
sure.
privilege, absolutely. So I lost a bet and I had to eat. I was like, I don't remember how old I was. My first job was at Subway. It was when I was at Subway. I lost a bet and I had to eat a Big Mac every day for a whole month. And it was disgusting. And number one, I was pissed because at the time, one Big Mac was $4.89. And then the next month in January, it was buy two for $3.50.
You're like, God
dude,
damn
I
it.
could have like given one out. But like, it was disgusting. The only time I didn't eat it was on Christmas because they were closed and maybe New Year's. But it was
For a month?
disgusting for a whole entire month.
Oh, so you
Of the
did all of
December.
December. Ooh,
And
God.
at that point, I was like, okay, I'm going to eat like organic or whatever the fuck. I'm not going to gain weight. So I started, and I had played sports. I played like soccer for 6 years and
flex.
lacrosse and all that kind of stuff. So, but I hadn't started the like weightlifting. And my coworker had done a Tough Mudder. If you knows, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to train
Look
for
at
that.
us. I mean, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
We're
not
absolute
that you guys like
Greek
work out or
god
anything, but
specimens
yeah.
right here.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
Mudders.
it's like for
actually,
fitness people. So.
I did the. I didn't do the Tough Mudders, but I
Spartan.
did the Spartans for a while. Those are fun, man.
I will still do those. They closed down a little bit for COVID, but the Tough Mudder is kind of what launched it. And then I started training, and then I got into the bodybuilding thing, and I did competing. I competed for 2
Dang.
years.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we do a pose down? Here.
Yeah.
Do you know how to do the butt pop? Yeah, the butt pop. Those are expensive. The spray tans for the shows are like $150.
Dude, I crack up. So we were talking about Metroflex earlier,
Yeah.
and so they've got flat screens. They're always playing either the CrossFit Games. It's just on reruns, CrossFit Games, or it's like bodybuilding stuff. And today I just happened to look up on the screen, and there's this dude. Don't get me wrong, shredded out of his mind, white dude. But his body was so fucking dark, but his face was just
Yeah.
like normal white dude. Oh my god, dude!
happens.
It's
almost
like a
green.
Q-tip. It was just.
So the green happens when you sweat. Yeah, you can't put on deodorant because that'll also turn it green. There's like a science behind it. You have to like lay a sheet down. It was an very interesting period of my life, and I did it because I was like, oh, I'm gonna challenge myself and work out. I'm gonna gain all this muscle, which like you do, but the dieting is so extreme. And what you have happen is like these coaches will tailor it to someone your size, and then they don't know. And like girl hormone, we have like whole ecosystems going on. You know what I mean? So it's like we
you
have
don't
to.
say.
So there's like extreme things that happen, and if you don't counter it, so like it messed up my metabolism completely. I looked shredded, and I was doing 2 hours of cardio, weightlifting.
But you probably weren't having like a
nuts.
period or anything, right?
For 2 years.
Wow.
What
I lost it for
fuck?
2 years, which I was like not mad at because I'm like, fuck yeah.
But that's still
but
not
I'm like, oh, my
right.
body's like, you're not okay right now, So I'm like, oh, it's a sign, but like, my boyfriend at the time he was deployed. So I was like, cool, I'm fucking chilling, like I'm just going to compete, go to school and work, so I'm going to keep my time busy. And so I did it back to back. And I mean, I did well, but you see it and it's not about performance. It's all about aesthetics. And so I've always had a really solid relationship with food. I could eat whatever the fuck I wanted and it was fine. But then you start getting this strict dieting, and what happens is you're at this extreme caloric deficit, and so you start starving yourself essentially.
Yeah.
And your body, like we're still used to nomadic caveman times. It was like, oh, let's hunt and kill this bison, feast on it, and then be hungry for 2 weeks. So you're kind of doing that to your body, and then you compete, and then you eat everything in sight, and your body's like, cool, I'm gonna make you crave all these calories, so then you binge eat, and it's this really vicious cycle. And I was like, fuck, like I started just binge eating. Like I would sneak and like hide. I'd be at like Thanksgiving dinner. Dude, I ate like 8 slices of pie. I'm not kidding. Like I would get a package of Oreos and I would dip it in peanut butter and I would just eat myself sick. Like I would eat until I had to throw
To
up.
your credit, though, that is one of the best combinations of all time.
It was amazing.
Just chocolate and peanut butter, but like when you've got Oreo as the vessel, pinkies out, Paul. Make sure you got pinkies out.
You're good.
Yeah, when you're using the Oreo as the vessel to then consume the peanut butter, it's a completely different ballgame.
If you're eating like 5, but if you eat a whole package,
Well, I mean,
and then
yeah.
you're like, I can't sit down because I have Oreo in my esophagus. Like
And
it gets a
each
little,
any peanut butter scoop is probably a serving in
Yeah.
itself. So
yeah.
2 tablespoons.
you're looking at probably 900 calories just in peanut butter.
More than that, because so I would go
200.
from eating,
It's 200 calories per 2 tablespoons.
So
I
imagine
believe.
a tablespoon per Oreo.
Yeah.
So then I was eating like 1,500 calories, burning a shit ton because I was doing 2 hours of cardio, hour of weightlifting, during the last like 4 weeks, and then I was a valet, so I was running my ass off. So I was doing a shit ton, but like all the other people were doing steroids, and I was natural, so I had to work harder.
Yeah. Air
and I
quotes,
stuck
natural.
to
Sure. Sure.
I took fish oils, okay? No, otherwise, like my voice would be.
Let's hear the voice.
hear the voice.
Let's hear the voice.
I can't just do it on command.
Oh, you're doing
I
it
can't do it on command.
all before we started
I
recording.
can't do it on command. I'll do it later. It's my
okay.
man voice, guys. Okay.
Okay.
What's his
So-
name? Mark?
Yeah. What have you given the man
No.
voice a name?
We can name it if you want.
Okay.
We'll get that.
That's a lot of pressure.
Okay.
So my alternate ego.
We need to crack
binge
some beers
eating?
before we get that one.
Oh yeah. Are we
Yeah.
gonna do the
Yeah.
Wetzel's
Well,
pretzels?
finish your story and then we'll do the what's in the bag.
So the eating. So then you get into this state of mind where you were the pinnacle of health and fitness, and you're like, oh, I can see veins in my abs, and I'm amazing. And then you binge eat, and then your body puts on all this weight because it's like, cool, I need to pack in these calories, and now I'm gonna put all this weight on you because I don't know the next time. Like if you think like I'm binging on a bison right now, I'm gonna keep all these calories, I'm gonna keep all this fat on you because you're probably gonna starve yourself for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I started separating, and I actually started naming my binge person Patricia because I'm like,
Oh my
this is my
God.
alternate like fat ego, Patricia.
Trisha.
And so
she had a
sorry
voice
to
too.
anyone named Patricia that it's not that you're fat, you're beautiful.
no,
It's
you're
just was
fat.
my-
You
okay,
are fat, Patricia.
I'm sorry. So not to offend anyone, but it was Patricia, and I would start like recording every time. I would have to write down every time I binge ate. And like I would calculate all the calories, and I was so horrified. So it took me 2 years to reset.
Yeah.
Because I started thinking, I'm like, these shows, they're stupid, right? Like, I learned a lot, and I met a lot of cool people, and it connected me to a lot of people in the fitness industry, but it wasn't about performance. It was about a beauty contest. It was about who had the best spray tan, who had the best coach, who had the best bikini. The bikini's like $300,
Yeah.
But I mean,
Heels,
like
too?
the heels were like $80, and like I fortunately did well, but then the people, like I got first in every regional show I did, and then first call out at a national show, which is like a big deal, because
That's
there's like
fucking legit, dude.
45 girls in a class, and you're like, oh shit, but I had fun
All in
with
fish
it.
oil. Amazing.
I had fun with it.
Multivit. the
a
Walmart.
multivitamin.
Yeah.
The one a day.
Yeah. Hey, 2 hours. 2 hours of cardio though. I will say it was rough. It was
Throw up.
rough. But I did well. I met a lot of people, but it was like, well, this is not what I wanted, and I didn't like how I felt afterwards. I didn't like how much I was concentrating on how I looked because like that's not me. I'm like, I just want to like have fun and be ready to do a Spartan race tomorrow if I had to, which I did. Like there's a couple times like where my friends were like, oh, we're doing a Spartan race. I'm like, cool, I'm just going to sign up because I can, you know? We did one. I won because of a pumpkin carving contest.
Oh my, we're going to get into that.
I carved a pumpkin. It was a Spartan race pumpkin. I won a Spartan race.
Word has it that you are okay at carving pumpkins.
Like I'm not completely unfortunate in that department.
Yeah.
So I won a Spartan race. I'm like, cool, I'm going to pick the most expensive one, which was the Ultra Beast.
Yes. Where
Did that in
at?
Tahoe.
Ooh,
That was gnarly.
That is great.
Yeah.
I bet you it was so beautiful. What time of year
That was
was it?
September
Okay.
2018.
That's
So
perfect.
it
That's
was
perfect.
like you're doing it all on the double black diamonds.
Yeah.
You know, and so I did it in 11 hours and 23 minutes, which was third place in women's open.
Gee, looking for you.
Jesus, we are
31 hours.
presence of
hanging
greatness.
out with a god. We are just
She's done it all.
peasants.
No, get out of here.
She's like, no,
I'm
but
like,
give
all I
me
do
more.
is eat cheese and carved pumpkins. Dude. No, but that was.
She's like,
that
I
was
don't
rough.
know what your guys' problem is. Just eat cheese.
Yeah, it's a fucking 75-day cleanse, you know. He's like, I'll go fuck myself. Thank
What's
you.
your we skipped by this, but what
my
is your
routine?
favorite what's your favorite cheese? I want to go back to
Smoked
cheese. Oh, smoked
Hands
Gouda,
down,
no
hands
problem.
down. Nope, hands down.
Oh, absolutely.
That's it.
Look at that.
Because you can melt it, you can eat it like I'll eat it like off the chunk.
Wow, you
She's
got
like salivating.
Yeah, like the look you just had in your eyes.
Y'all got some of that cheese?
You got any more of that smoked Gouda?
Got it? Yeah.
Wow, that's legit. All right, that was a great story time. Let's crack some beers. So this is what's in the bag.
What's in the bag?
I'm mad it's not Wetzel's Pretzels, by the way.
She's like, she saw the bag. She's like, oh, for sure. Like that's not what you think it is.
Like,
So I have thrown in 3 random tall boys, and whatever bag you decide to pick, that is your bev for the night. So what do you got?
I'm thinking this guy closest to you.
The
But if
one
it's
right
the
here?
one, yeah, it's like.
Okay.
But if it's King Cobra,
Don't open it yet until Spencer
Yeah,
gets his.
don't try to peek or anything. All right, what am I gonna do?
oh, it's still cold. This is good. This is good.
Okay, this guy. All right,
All right, let me go. All right, Monique
Monique.
first. All right,
Yep.
go ahead.
Ladies first. The big reveal.
Come on, Patricia.
Oh,
Like you knew. Oh my god. It's crazy. It's the White Claw guy.
Oh my God.
I'm like watching my figure. It's in like I'm like the last 40 days. So it's like perfect. It's only
Hey,
170 calories.
it's the mango White Claw. I feel like
It's mango.
Total white girl.
it's for me, that's like, okay, I'm not going to drink a White Claw, but if I'm going to, it's going to be mango.
Yeah, I'm gonna chase it with a pumpkin.
Man,
spice
both
latte.
times you've done this with our female guests, they've
They've lucked out.
They got the chick drink.
All right.
We
now-
sense it's like an ovary radar. It's like pick the White Claw. Yeah.
All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Yes.
Bush
Yes.
light. Got a bush latte over here. Got a bush latte. We're gonna
bush
cheers
beer.
this son of a bitch.
All right, here we go. Tall boys. I love how it says the big one.
The big.
You're about to
In
do
your
it.
man voice.
She was about to do it.
You guys can't look.
Oh, cheers.
The big one.
Oh, got it. I like how you cover the mic too.
You can't see my mouth moving because then you won't know. I've actually
See,
done that on
I'm
calls.
not mad about this.
I'm not
whatsoever.
mad about this one.
Do we want to see what was behind door number 3?
Yes.
What Paul would have been drinking?
I think it's gonna be King Cobra.
This is actually.
I'd get-
Actually,
'cause
let me guess.
I
let
know
me guess.
exactly what this is. And
It's
it
a
would-
Rolling Rock. I feel it in my.
Rolling Rock.
Wow, you're
They make
so
that?
far from
And
this.
that's another person that gets you've arrested them. You're like, oh, you drink
A Rolling Rock?
Oh, wait, never mind. That's I'm thinking of
No,
girls.
hurricane.
Oh, gotcha.
Dude, I
Tell
used
me
to.
you're homeless without telling me.
Fun story, how I probably should have died a long time ago, but I used to pop
I love
pills
these.
and drink King Cobras. It's a good time.
That's where Spencer. That's how we lost Spencer.
I don't know how to follow up that question.
Yeah. All right. So
yeah,
this
that's,
is what.
that's you're
Yeah.
gonna have a bad time.
I mean, it was a great time, but the next morning was not so great.
It was-
Okay. So actually, I know exactly what this is, but it makes perfect
It's not
sense.
Rolling Rock.
It makes perfect sense.
I got the ethnic.
The old soul. But this is the chilada limon.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, dog. Hey, I
Ay,
bought this
Simon.
because of you.
Keep
my
that on the
guy.
ice for me.
Simon.
Could be
April what?
16.
April 16th.
Is what?
This guy will be waiting for you.
Oh,
My
Are we gonna have a party?
Yeah, I'm gonna be oiled. I'm gonna have Spencer oil me up. I'm gonna get the spray tan.
Okay.
Speedo.
Spray tan.
I'll film it.
Spray tan.
I'll fucking make 30% off this right now, dude. We got
Dude, let's all go in
do
on
we
an
have a black
OnlyFans.
leather couch? I'm just saying.
I'm gonna have Spencer shave all the tidbits.
You don't shave anything. You just full, I Simone.
Just wanna go full soul.
Yeah.
All right, I want to wrap up our fitness and nutrition segment because I've got two videos that I think you guys will find quite funny. This one is from your girl, Melissa, Melly Mel SD.
Oh, get out of here.
This is
Passive
hilarious.
aggressively. That's funny.
Spike your insulin. Fuck off. It's also pretty delicious, you fucking nose.
That's
Really, do you
100%.
not want to be ever eating cereal? Cereal's great. And like many other great foods. Like pizza,
Burgers, chips, hot dogs.
nachos, burritos, chocolate, ice cream.
100% identify. This guy has
This
bigger
is you.
biceps.
And if you are
What's his
fat,
name? We can name him Man
stop
Boy.
eating too much of it.
There you go. And he says, "Don't lecture me with a fucking haircut like that." I love that.
That's funny.
But to your point,
Melissa
we're talking about
said
the whole
that?
macro thing. Yeah, Melissa put that on her story. I'm
funny.
like, that's just hilarious. I'm stealing that.
Yep.
And Melissa, I'm sure you're going to be listening to this. You came out willingly and said that you would do a spam dish for us. So she clearly
Hold her
went
to
back
it.
and she either listened to an episode a couple episodes ago or she saw a clip. And are you doing a sound effect right now? No.
I think that was just his,
My laugh.
Oh,
his
okay.
laugh.
I try to
There's a little giggle back
mute it.
there?
Yeah, giggle. I'm a giggler.
Passive aggressively giggling in the back.
We were
default
talking about how Hawaiians just love their spam and
Love
they can't get enough of it. And she came out and she's like, "No, for real, like I'll come out and I'll make you guys some spam dishes that'll fuck your shit up." And I'm like, "I'm down."
Melissa's a cook. I haven't actually tasted anything from her, but it looks delicious.
You're still gonna vouch for her. She's gonna
I'm gonna vouch for her. Melissa's legit. Yeah.
may give you explosive diarrhea, but like, dude, that's my girl.
I mean, if it fucking tastes good, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Worth it. I mean, that's why Taco Bell's still in business. Let's be real.
But I hate Taco
You eat it? You don't like it? If you're gonna go Mexican, what do you got? And don't feel obligated to look at Paul during this segment.
Bell. I'm so nervous right now.
Disengage icon.
Like fast food Mexican or
Alberto's. You're from.
I'm gonna go to the ghetto and find like whatever little taco stands on the corner because you know it's gonna be good.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
It's like same thing with like a little like Roach Coach.
Yeah, because like being in San Diego, like
We
good
got some
Mexican
good stuff.
food. Yeah.
We got some good stuff.
You
down
travel
here.
and people are like, oh, I have the best Mexican food. I'm like, please don't don't insult me like that.
Texas
You know
has
what
some
I mean?
good shit too. You
Texas,
wouldn't-
yes.
Oh yeah. San Antonio, bro. It's
Yes.
like literally little Mexico.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Offended.
We're looking at you.
Yeah.
Paul, you should go down there and check it out.
Reinforcement. Hey, we need to diversify this fucking studio. Get some more browns.
We're diverse as fuck right here, bro.
Yeah.
Like we got.
Quit
We
fucking
may
looking
like
at
glow in
me.
the dark.
Paul's getting so
Oh my
so
God.
uncomfortable.
Raul.
I love it.
I'm already in the corner over here.
All right, so check this video out. This is gonna be great. Paul's gonna love this
someone put
one.
baby in
So
the
we're
corner.
talking about carnivore.
Okay.
This guy is pretty much like the godfather of carnivore, Dr. Sean Baker. He does these great videos. I should have set up the other video, but that's fine. He does great videos where he'll do like a stitch where he'll be watching like some vegan do something absolutely outrageous
I love these.
while has an enormous like just
Tommy.
an offensively long knife and he's just sitting there just eating ribeyes as he watches the video. It's fucking phenomenal.
Okay, let's watch
This
it.
one is just, oh my God.
The guy's
dude.
jacked. He's like 57. He's fucking ripped.
We're gonna use the rainbow waffle maker to celebrate.
Oh, sorry.
Why
Fucking
does
this
her
up.
baby's forehead like you could land a plane?
So
on
I
that
wanted to say that I kind of wanted to punch the baby just
shit? Dude,
because.
look at his forehead.
Yeah, that's a huge forehead.
Jeez, Spencer.
It's because she doesn't eat meat. Hey, if you don't eat meat, your kid's forehead's gonna
Yeah. Let this be a lesson.
And then cut it into several
So she's.
sized chunks.
I'm going to pause for a second. She is doing, because you probably can't hear because we're babbling voices over this, but she's doing vegan bacon out of banana peels.
The fuck out of here.
Banana peels.
Like, scrape off some of this white interior. Okay, banana peels
See,
are
he's
ready.
crying.
Into our
Imagine feeding your kid banana peels.
He's already crying. Did you hear him?
Yeah.
He's literally crying.
That was like,
crying.
help! help me in my gigantic forehead and these banana peel
SOS
bacon.
on the forehead.
It's calling for Tom Cruise.
Save it, Tom Cruise.
Save it from the vegan.
Bowl, we're gonna add some soy sauce.
I'm gonna pause this one more time. I know it's annoying,
Jesus.
but the fact like they do like this is vegan XYZ and like all the sauces and shit. It's like, oh, I'm in 2 cups of flour and sugar, and you're just like, dude, what are you doing?
I feel like the pigs are like, just fucking cut me open.
Yeah.
Like, they're offended.
Okay, I'm gonna stop pausing.
A little garlic powder and some paprika. Coat them all up.
That literally looks like my dog's throw up.
And they're ready to cook into bacon.
Oh my god, in a
Waffle
waffle
maker.
maker,
Are you
in a
kidding?
Rainbow Pride waffle maker.
It's
Bananas
burnt.
to bacon.
Bitch,
This
still
is
burn it.
amazing.
Look at her.
A little sweet, smoky. Wow.
Oh my,
But
a
you
little
see-
sweet.
So she bit it and she was like, it's sweet, it's smoky.
What do you want? Sweet bacon?
My life.
Oh,
She's literally like,
Yeah.
like part of her soul just left her body
Yeah.
as she took a bite.
Yeah.
her man is not around.
I was just about to say.
There's
I was
no
like,
way.
either
There's
is,
no way
like,
there's a man and it's
she's
still there.
pegging him, or like he's on some kind of weird.
He's on some
on weird.
He's on some fetty,
Yeah,
some
dude.
mollies or something.
Mm.
I saw that video. I'm like, oh my god, this is peak veganism at its finest, right there.
I feel like it would be a joke video. Like I feel like someone who would make that would be like, I'm vegan. Like we would make that as like a joke thing.
no, for sure, like a parody video, 100%.
Yeah, who makes bacon out of
Banana.
banana? I mean, like,
And
I
let's
feel
just
be high
talk
in
about
fiber.
like
People
like,
who eat cottage cheese and peaches.
Facts.
same.
Is that the name
Same
of the
fucking
podcast?
people.
We always try to trigger. We always try to trigger one like get on it because now people who eat peaches and
They were like,
cottage,
no, bro,
they're
you
gonna
gotta
DM
try it. You gotta try it, bro. You gotta
guys-
try
What's
it.
wrong with me? Or they're gonna be like,
He's right, dude. Every podcast we pick something to just fucking kick.
and
just,
people write in
just,
and they're like,
they
just
get
like
so
fucking curb stomp this one topic, and somebody's gonna come out of the woodworks and they're gonna be like, "No, dude, you just gotta give it a shot.
Put honey on it.
Yeah, put honey on
No.
it."
People are yelling at their fucking car radio right now like an idiot.
Yeah,
Andrew Leonard's probably doing that.
100%
probably.
okay with attacking this topic
yeah,
right now.
absolutely. I'm in on it.
Nerds.
Fucking nerds.
Oh, Doyle rule.
Did you like half cent that O'Doyle rules? You're like O'Doyle rules.
I gotta look at the camera.
We'll give it another minute. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
give it a minute.
we'll circle back.
We'll circle back.
Come back to it.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Whoa,
okay,
that was quick.
We like
really
this is-
aggressive.
yeah, we just came out there with it. But you do a lot of cool shit. All right. You're law enforcement. You're a competitive pumpkin carver.
faces.
You're a god among peasants out here. If you could give a quick little snapshot of all the shit that you're about, the floor is yours.
So funny because it's like I feel like such a nerd, right? I'm like, dude, I carve pumpkins and
Well, you
just
are.
do
Don't
random-
forget
I'm
you are a
a
nerd.
big nerd who does not eat cottage cheese. Peaches. Gosh, where do I start? Yeah, fitness, like bodybuilding, pumpkin carving, motorcycle riding, snowboarding.
And you're 22 years old.
That's no, that's the Botox. I'm 29, and yeah, I mean the profession. It's so funny because a lot of people assign that to their identity.
Yes.
And for me, it's a career, right? This is my career choice.
Yeah.
This is what I do for work. I love it. It's fun. It's been a wild few years as of late, but it is absolutely my career. And like nothing I do for extracurricular activities is my identity. You know, it's like I would rather be into a bunch of different things than the best at one.
Are you Italian by chance?
No, why? Because I'm talking with my hands
Yeah,
a lot.
Spencer over here.
I don't know. Maybe it's like
Fucking lobster.
I'm like,
Dude, I have
hey, I'm talking
literally
here. I'm so fucking talking here, right?
I have 2 ounces of alcohol and it's hands everywhere.
You guys are freaking out the
It's
camera.
literally
Yeah.
it's like the wolf. I don't know what to
The
do. with my
cameras don't know
hands,
where to
so you're
focus
talking-
or anything. It's just gonna be a
I'm
blurry
spanking
picture.
the microphone. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fucking. I don't know.
The
I'm talking with my
the
hands.
spank and rub, right? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
the spank rub technique.
Yeah, the spank rub
rub. You know when like people can't necessarily handle something that you're gonna tell them, so you're like, hey, I'm gonna fuck you with the truth, but I'm gonna give you a compliment.
Okay, so that's really
like a
funny
spank
because
rub technique.
when you said that, I actually took it very literal because in college I messed around with a girl who was all about spanking and choking.
But then Like rubbing it afterwards?
Yeah, she did the spank and rub technique.
She's
and
like,
you said that, I'm like, I remember that. I remember that.
She's like actually trying to kill me, but then like spoon me afterwards. Yeah.
She's like, smack me like harder, but she's like, you got to like rub it out after that.
We call that like a red flag.
Oh.
Yeah. We call that like
Stage five
for a reason.
Dude, when you're 22 years old, how many red flags did you look through?
All of them.
Yeah, all of them. All of them. Exactly.
You're attracted to red
It's
flags.
called training and experience.
Dude, that's a fun story though. She was in my class, so we were kinesiology majors. We had to go to a sporting event, and so during the time of this, no, it was a class project.
It's a class project, Mom.
Everybody had to get in groups and go to this thing. So we were in a group of like 4 or 5, and there was no football season. It wasn't baseball. I can't remember what time it was, but there's like really no like solid sport. Like, oh, I'm gonna definitely go to a football game or something. Like that wasn't an option. But this chick comes out and says, "This is red flag." She goes, "I know of a place where there's midget wrestling."
I love midget wrestling. Have you ever been?
We went.
Yes, that's not a red flag. That's a fucking green flag, my friend. That's a green flag.
Well, then there you go. Then there you go.
How great was it?
Dude, it was so much fun. We got absolutely so fucking hammered.
And it was amazing, right?
It was so much fun. Like little midgets in chicken suits doing like
Yes.
top rope shit.
Yes.
So great. So great.
they have it in Ramona.
like luchadors. Like
Yes.
it was so good.
Ramona has everything.
I went
Dude, it
recently.
does, dude. It does.
Ramona.
I'm telling you, I would have been like, wow, that is a red flag. And then I went actually with Nikki and Nick. And so our coworker, he's a canine. And he's like, hey, how you want
He's a dog. That's crazy.
He's a
Your
dog.
coworker.
He's literally, it's my whole little furry
drove you.
homie. One of the canine handlers.
There you go.
He's like, you guys want to go to midget wrestling? And we're like,
We're doing a stakeout.
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, right. Is
I'd
this
be like, honey, I'm not
is
coming
this
home
an
tonight.
op? Like, I'm not really. So no, we absolutely went.
Do I need some
and they
nods?
have it night vision with the
Yes.
fucking midget. So we went and it was hysterical, but there was. So they did all these like crazy theatrics, right? And then at one point, someone from the audience was like, twist his dick.
Yes.
And then like they actually, he's like, yeah.
That's
and then
a
he like,
meme.
went to the fucking thing and he like fake twisted his, and that was the whole theme. So like my other coworker, she and I were on the same squad. We'd be on these calls. And I'm like, hey, Shannon, twist his dick.
Oh my God, yes.
Like not serious. Like, you know, this is my old, yeah. But we would just
Disclaimer, it was a joke.
like, yeah, it's use of force. Hey, did you try twisting his dick? Like, I don't know, was it like a compliance check? But like midget wrestling, it's amazing.
It's amazing. It's amazing,
They
dude.
have a blast. They make a shit ton of money. It's so much fun.
I went there at like the perfect time in my life. I was like literally like 24 maybe.
Any time
Single
is
as
a
fuck.
perfect time.
Single as fuck. In
Depressed.
college.
Midget wrestling.
Raging alcoholic. And she goes, I know a place where we can go where it's like luchadors, Mexican wrestling. And I'm like, I'm fucking in.
So question, when it comes up again in Ramona, are you guys down?
Yes. I say we make some calls.
Yeah.
We do a podcast there.
Oh my God, he just twisted his dick. Oh, fuck.
Twist his dick.
If I call Shannon right now, I promise you, like, hey, did you twist his dick?
Twist
Like,
his dick.
yeah.
So yeah, that was my story. Same girl who's super into the spank and rub it out.
Okay.
Yeah. I should stop saying rub it out because that's like a different term.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
hope she
she
didn't say
didn't do
rub
it for you. I'm like, that is a red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, okay, you can go rub it out now.
Yeah.
I got what I needed, but like,
Yeah.
there's the bathroom.
There
and
was a little
towel.
bit of that too, where it was like not a whole lot of other stuff going on except for
Yeah,
spanking.
that's more red flaggish
Yeah.
than like, you want to go to midget
Dude,
wrestling? I'd be like,
she
yes.
would lay herself over my lap and she would literally just have me spank her.
Did she
sometimes.
give you like the paddle with the spikes?
No, it was all
that would have
hand.
been weird.
It was hand. I had to. I'm not gonna lie. I had to get so fucking drunk when I'd hang out with her.
Well, yeah, because especially since like girls, it's
Who
like
does that
teetering-
sober?
It's like that teetering thing where you're like, "Fuck, is she gonna call like domestic violence on me right now? Like, am I about to get
Is there a
arrested?"
camera?
Like if I'm
Yeah.
going to jail, I do not want to remember this.
Yeah, am I gonna be on 48 hours tomorrow? Like, I'm not really sure. Hi, I'm Chris Hansen. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've been
I
on
know.
Spank and Rub.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, we went to Mexican wrestling. Like,
Yeah.
it was fine.
He's like, "Oh, you're good. He's good. He's
It was a
good."
phase. It was
Yeah.
a phase.
It was a phase. But anyway, so I did want to dive in a little bit. The secret is out. You are law enforcement. How is that? This isn't a question I've actually ever asked especially in a female, but like, how is that being a female doing what you do with law enforcement? Like, how do you find that being like, do you get put in tough spots there, or is there just like, you're one of the boys? Like what is it like?
So that's a few-fold question, and I'll dive into that. Giggles.
Just answer the fucking question, Monique.
I'm sweating. Also, I like your avocado socks. Anyway, so
Shout out to me.
a few things. I grew up with 2 brothers, and I've always worked in male-dominated industries. So I'm used to guys, right? So
I could not tell that at all, Monique. That's really weird.
he'll twist his dick. She's definitely not comfortable.
She's been around dudes.
I've been around dudes. So there's a fine line between like the girls who are one of the guys and then the girls who are in it for the wrong reasons. And
What's the wrong reason, Monique?
they just want to bang everyone in
No, really?
Wow, that like happens. Like weird.
Man. I actually knew a guy who was in law enforcement. So it's like a Jerry Springer story. He was married with a kid, banged his brother-in-law's wife, who was law enforcement as well. Bad.
How did that end?
Bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. Like
Yeah.
we Dana and I went out with them while they were having problems, and like the girl had already knew something was up, and we went out to downtown Temecula, just drinks, whatever. Dude, they had a full-on blowout during there, and Dana and I were looking at each other like,
Did you guys like Homer Simpson into the bush? Like just
yes,
slowly.
yeah. We're like, looks like you guys need to talk some things out for fucking. we're gonna Uber home.
Yeah,
See
you
ya.
guys need like Dr. Phil and
Bro,
Jesus. We're gonna head out.
It was bad, dude. Like full on, like veins popping out of their necks,
no.
just screaming at each other. It was bad. I mean,
There's a lot of cheese may that happens.
say
The
cheese.
key,
Somebody say cheese.
cheese may. Cheese
Cheese
may
man.
I? Yeah, no, cheese may. So the law enforcement thing came about. So I've worked in the car industry, motorcycles, guns, and so prior to law enforcement, I sold guns to military, of
course you
and
did.
cops, naturally, and I saw kind of what it entailed. And no, as it is like driving fast and you have guns and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot more community interaction, and it's mainly based on your communication style. And I noticed that
Interesting.
the people that were there, and I would develop my own opinions on law enforcement. And thinking about that, I'm like, well, I have so many opinions. Like, why don't I just do it?
Wow.
Oh, fuck, I got to do it. You know? And then my dude was in law enforcement. He got out of the Marine Corps, and then he went to law enforcement, and like seeing his, process with that and seeing what it entailed, I'm like, fuck, I kind of be like good at that, just because my communication style and sales, I think would probably be the thing that helped me the most because you get to know people and you get to know their communication style. And of course,
Which is so huge though, figuring that out.
Everything,
Yeah.
especially nowadays, because people come in lacking that. They lack the interpersonal communication. Now everyone's based on
What would you blame
social
that on?
media. I don't know, like fucking Facebook and shit.
Yeah,
you know,
technology, right? Yeah,
Technology.
I'm with you.
Yeah, because they can't like figure something out by sending a meme.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, your kid died. Let me say, I got a meme for that. You know, like you
Or
can't do that. Yeah.
What emoji do I send for that?
Yeah.
I got you.
So, and I knew I wanted to work with people. Like my whole life has kind of been, I'm like just going with the flow. My parents are like, fuck, you need to go to college and get a job and like make
gypsy
babies.
life.
And I'm like, I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. So the law enforcement thing, I'm like, wow, you work with people primarily, right? And you get these crazy calls, but you get people who've lost a loved one, who had their child die, who got in a gnarly car accident. And what I saw happening was the people that were in law enforcement would become disconnected and they get jaded and all of, these things. And they lacked that empathy, but you have to realize this is not common sense. And I saw that a lot in the gun community because you'd get these guys that's like, yo, just fucking pull the trigger. And it's like, look, dude, this isn't common sense. You know,
yeah.
You can't just put someone in a car and be like, oh, just fucking drive it. You know, it's like you have to break it down and
sure.
you can't make people feel stupid for it. So same thing with law enforcement. There's all these laws where I thought like breaking and entering was a thing, and then you go through training and you're like, oh no, burglary meets these certain criteria. So it's all this stuff that you have to articulate to people. And if you're not good at that, then there's going to be a separation. And so my whole goal was to bridge that separation between law enforcement and the community. So getting into that, with a male dominated industry, a few things will happen. And I have this theory, and I know I talked about with Kelsey and a few other people. Military law enforcement is primarily based of beta males in an alpha environment. So they put on this alpha mask.
Dang, shots fired.
Yeah, definitely shots fired, because when you actually meet a true alpha male, and I'm sure you guys have encountered this.
I mean, we when we look in the mirror, usually.
Yeah, you're like alpha. You guys like massage each other's beards and like, go on it.
Absolutely.
So alpha personality is automatically going to put other people before them. They're going to lead through example. They're not going to think that they have the best idea. It's like, hey, this is a problem at hand. Like, what are our ideas? Let's go for it. And if you have a better idea, they're going to go for that. They may be the leader, but they're going to do whatever it takes to get the job done. They're going to be the first to come in. They're going to be the last to leave. They're not going to be about like, hey, let me show you what I did. And that was the big thing with law enforcement and military. It's like, oh, did I tell you how many fucking felony arrests? Listen, guy, nobody actually fucking cares. Like, literally nobody cares,
So
right?
true.
So, and
So
so
true.
you see this. And so being a female there's sometimes you'll get that old school mentality of like, a woman in the law, like, but it's like, hey, look, dude, I'm going to connect with a woman who's going through a crisis a lot more than you. And also gang members who are going to talk to me are going to talk to me differently than they're going to talk to you. I'm not sitting here trying to do a dick measuring contest, right? I'm here like, bro, this is my job. This is what I'm going to do. They respect that. So I treat everyone equally. I don't like a lot of the times, like girls don't have that, oh, I want to do this like ego measuring. It's a dick measuring contest. So we de-escalate a lot faster, but also you have to prove yourself in the sense of like, a lot of guys are worried, like, are you going to get down with the, fighting or whatever it is? You prove that in your work ethic. So like, I'll be the first to fucking get down. You know what I mean? Like, they know my shooting abilities. And so when you establish that, yeah, I can do well at this. In fact, do it better than you can. And I'm not here to show off. I'm here to be a team player. You establish this respect. And then if you're already establishing, like, I'm not here to stick my pen in the company ink, then you don't get hit on, But the guys, these beta males will go for the women that they know that they can prey on. It's that low hanging fruit. We've seen it time in and time out. And it's frustrating. So you can still be one of the guys and not bang them. Like, it's a crazy concept. It's a crazy concept.
Be part of the boys without sucking anybody's dick.
Yeah, and like they'll respect that, and people want to work with you, and so you can make it a fun environment. And it, like, everything's needed. You need the guy that looks like he can literally barrel through that door. You know what I mean? Like, you need the person that can connect. That's what makes a good team. You don't want all these like militaristic, like alpha,
100%.
fucking crimson chin type people. You need a plethora of a good mix of people, and that's what makes a good team.
Absolutely.
So when you have that in law enforcement, so I haven't had any issues in that sense, because it's like, hey, I'm going to establish, I'm going to treat everyone with respect, I'm going to earn respect. But the one thing that I am very careful of is nowadays departments want to pander, and they're like, oh, well, fuck, we need a female in this specialized unit. And like, that pisses me off, dude. Like, listen, if I'm going to make a specialized unit, I want to get it because I earn it. Like, I don't want you to be like, oh, well, yeah, you failed the night shoot, but we're just going to pass you anyway. If I had that, I'd be like, nope, I'm going to like start all over again. I'm not going to do it. And that's what's frustrating, because a lot of people will capitalize on that.
Yeah.
And girls will be like, oh, well, they need like a check. And it's like, no, fuck that. Because listen, if I want to be in a leadership position, and word spreads really quickly, if I want to be in a leadership position and you guys know like, oh, dude, like, she fucking got that because she's, got tits and trigger discipline, then you're not going to respect me, and I'm not going to be able to lead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you shouldn't get something like, maybe if you have to do a longer term. So patrol is a good example. I love patrol. Patrol is the backbone of law enforcement. If you don't have time in patrol, then you can't go to a detective position or a SWAT or like whatever it is, like a specialized unit, because if you know patrol, like, then you can move up. It's kind of like being in the military, right? If you're not infantry, like, you come in as a pogue or whatever it is, and it's like, okay, people are like, well, yeah, you're an officer, but have you ever been like shot at? Have you ever been this? And so there is a little bit of discrediting that goes into it. So it's like, listen, I want to come in with full credibility. I want to make sure that my people can trust me. Yeah. And I want to actually like learn and be fucking good at what I do, and I want to constantly learn. Like, if you top out, if you think like you've learned it all, then I don't want to follow you as a leader. Mm-hmm. And the perfect example is my old captain, Manny Del Toro. The guy's a fucking legend. My first encounter with him was during the protests, all the the protests that happened in downtown, and it was nuts. I mean, we were getting, bottles, bricks, fireworks, hatchets, baseball bats, construction signs thrown. So they would call, we were like the strike team, and they would call unlawful protests, and then we would go in and like snatch these guys up. So we're waiting. They called unlawful protest, and we're like waiting on the corner, and he's standing there, and he's a tall dude. He's like maybe like 6'4", and he has a radio in one hand and a cell phone in the other, and he doesn't have any riot gear. He's just like normal patrol uniform. We're all decked out. He's like, hey guys, the command post is cock blocking us right now, so just like hang tight. I'm like, yo, did this captain just say cock blocking? I was like, I'll follow this dude anywhere,
Yeah.
And then he turns around, he's like, hey, we're good to go, and he just starts sprinting, and I'm like, this captain.
It's go time.
Some
He's
Braveheart
like,
shit.
double time. We're like, fuck it. Like everyone has like a freedom. I don't have a dick and I had a freedom motor. And so we're just running after this captain, and like we're just like handling. But he is he is a leader. He's an alpha male. He knows everyone. He knows like your kids' hobbies. He'll be like, hey, like, how's your fucking diet going? Oh, day 40, like hell yeah. Or like, like, oh, your kid, loves the like he just knows it. So he is like the last living person, and you're really lacking that now in law enforcement. So like being a female, it's like you have to make sure you check all these boxes and then some, just to make sure like there's not going to be any question like, oh no dude, like she deserved it. Like no, I fucking watched her like do this and the other, like she deserved it, versus well, she put on the knee pads and fucking like promoted, you know what I mean?
Polish some knobs off real quick. Yeah.
So that's,
I was gonna say there's got to be some.
There's
got to be some points where you feel like you do have to like break the stigma and like prove yourself in some capacity.
You just have to do it and then some. And I'm sure Kelsey and I have kind of had this conversation too, just because it's like you have the criteria. It's like, yeah, you want to equal, but you have to do a little bit more so you eliminate that doubt. But then people will speak for you. You don't have to tell people like how good you are. Like people will start to speak for you.
Dude, that's so funny you say that. So I come here from education coaching background where you have to be the leader because you're with a bunch of little kids, and whether it's elementary, middle school, or high school, they're all undeveloped and they're all trying to figure shit out. And one of the things that I always say, and I was definitely, I'd always rustle feathers because I was always no bullshit kind of a guy. And in education, it's a lot of left leaning liberals. And it's just, I was always the ugly duckling. Mm-hmm. But that what you just said reminded me, because whenever a kid would come up and say, oh, I'm good at this, and I'd be like, great. You know what people who are actually really good at, they don't actually tell you they're really good at whatever it is. And they would look at me like, oh, okay.
Because you could be better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And somebody who is an elite, do you think they go around and telling people that they're elite?
No, they're like, man, I fucked up on this. You're like,
you're like, dude, I wish I could do that. Like, yeah. So anyway, that's some really, really good insight. That was like a 30-minute tangent, but I was very into it.
I got a question, Monique. And you don't have to answer. I'll try to word it in a way that you.
I'm gonna answer.
You stay safe. Speaking about that time during all the riots and stuff, you have
peaceful protest.
Yeah, peaceful protest. You have Louisville. You have the famous Breonna Taylor incident. And you have Officer now retired John Mattingly. He was actually shot. He was in the breach and he was shot, wounded in the incident. That's not the point of the story, but he goes on to say, and this is all public. It's all been podcasted before, not on ours, obviously. But he goes on to say that a lot of what people don't realize is the rules, and I'm finding out this more now, is local government, local officials have a bigger reach than we would imagine. And he backs this up by saying, look, the mayor, the policies in there for that department, where the money is distributed through the mayor. Then you have Officer Dages from La Mesa, who was involved in an incident right after that. That was a use of force that was not a use of force. And the guy famously, if you guys don't know, he put his hands on individual, and it was a DA's summer. It was her agenda to really go after that and make a scene.
Mm-hmm.
How much of this is just how governed is your job because of this kind of stuff?
So they don't come out and necessarily say it. You know, there's definitely the, hey, be careful. So I worked in Southeast San Diego, which is predominantly Black and Hispanic gangs.
Yeah.
And it was kind of more, the gang unit was penalized from going out and making stops on gang members with guns that they arrested during that time. And they were actually penalized for it. So there's a lot of like,
So much
hey,
wokeness.
don't do your job, which was interesting because we actually got more support from the community because the community knew during that time we had a shooting. They were filming a music video next to a park
Naturally.
and a rival gang drove up and a volley of maybe 60 to 70 shots were fired back and forth in a neighborhood.
Oh my gosh.
A woman, she's maybe 85. She missed a headshot from a 9mm, but maybe about 6-7 inches.
Jesus Christ.
So, you know, they actually thanked us a lot more because they're like, hey, we know that if you guys weren't here patrolling, the gangs would take over. And I mean, if you've ever looked at different types of ballistics, like shots are going to go through drywall like it's butter.
Oh,
It doesn't matter. It could be a 22, it's going to go through. Versus my friends who worked in like La Jolla got so much more grief for being an officer. And it was this really interesting dynamic of like the rich
white
guilt.
privilege guilt thing, yeah.
Which is, I'm like, listen, like I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend like I know. I mean, I grew up in San Diego. It's a melting pot.
Yeah.
I've never seen or experienced, you know what I mean? Any like I can't even imagine. Like when I remember learning about, you know, the civil rights era in school, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like this is a thing. Like how could people even, you know? So it's like we've never experienced that. Like San Diego is so progressive as a whole. So to your point, like they never really came out and said like, hey, don't do anything. But then you get a lot of people who are afraid to now use force because of perception.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, oh, well, you know, I don't want to end up on like CNN. There was a call. I wasn't on it, but so I just heard from a squad that was there, a disturbance of like a husband like throwing things around in the house. So it comes in kind of like domestic violence, like no weapon scene. They go to talk to the person. Someone opens the door. They're talking to that person. Husband sees officers in the room, kind of distant, and he grabs a very large knife and starts making a beeline for the officers. And they see it and they turn and they run. Damn. And so the guy pulls the person back into the house, closes the door, and now it becomes a hostage situation. Yeah. So you're seeing a lot of people
all because they're being told not to do their job.
Because it's like, well, listen, so you look at Daegis, for example, they were telling them to do enforcement on trolley. On trolley. Yeah. So now, and to give a backstory on that individual, he's been known to associate with certain gangs, and he actually, not even a few weeks after that incident.
High-speed chase.
Yes. So the CST team, which is a crime suppression team, saw this car kind of weaving in and out. They go to stop it, and now it becomes a felony evasion. So felony evasion, if they commit, you know, like 3 different traffic violations, it becomes a felony evasion after, like, you have to be full lights and sirens. And as they're going in and out, and if they run a red light here, run a red light there, run a red light, okay, cool, now it's felony evasion. So felony evasion, he crashed, opened the door to bail out, looked back at the officers. They recognized who it was. He went into a ravine and kind of left. They put a perimeter on it, couldn't get him, left his driver's license and like a pound of weed in the car. So you get, you know, so there's like this issue that's happening, and that's why violent crime is on the rise. Our homicides, like just San Diego City, homicides went up 80% this year in 2022. And you get, now there's not enough cops. Nobody wants to do this.
Well, that's what I want to talk about real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Is Officer Madeline says, and I'll get to a point real quick, is you're basically crippling the law enforcement because of an agenda or a mayor.
Yeah.
And he's like, you guys are blaming us, the department, the officer, the chief of police. He's like, but we can't control the funding or these parameters set on us. And then what I wanted to say to that is you're putting a bad taste in the mouth for the future because no longer are little kids saying, I want to be a cop. I want to be a firefighter.
Yeah.
I want to be an engineer.
Which that used to be the standard, right?
Yeah, standard. Yeah, the standard. And now I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a TikTok celebrity. It's like, well, you're going to miss the boat on this. We're going to have this gap in law enforcement where we need good people.
Especially after the...
Sorry to interrupt you, Monique.
The unvaccinated stuff, the mandate stuff, where you've seen in the military, all these people or you're losing like good men and women who might be phenomenal.
Why.
I wonder why, Monique.
Makes you wonder why. How
part
deep
of the
are
big,
we going?
dude?
Here?
We can go balls deep. I'm telling you.
Love going balls deep on podcast.
Sure you do. But there's a very great, not to switch it up, but with talking about all this Green Deal stuff that's happening. They're like, oh, gas is $6 a gallon.
Dude, it's going to
go buy a $50,000 Tesla or electric fucking hybrid or something like that.
Which leaves a bigger carbon footprint because that shit does not,
the lithium, dude. Oh my God, dude.
The lithium mines are incredible.
In Arizona,
And
they found one out here, apparently. That's what Lord and Savior Gavin Newsom has said.
Oh, Newsom. There's a big shift going on, and I'm a big proponent because like when I got in, it was like, hey, look, if you think that you can make a change, then do it.
Yeah.
Then go do it. So we would tell people like, hey, you know what? Like, if you think that but it's like automatically, you know who actually got the most slack?
You
black cops.
You didn't rub it though. You just spank and rub. There you go.
There's like an echo. I'm sorry. One of my best friends, he was a Marine. I'm sorry, is a Marine.
What's a Marine?
So he was in the Marine Corps, and then he went to Border Patrol, and then he worked for the city, and he was a SWAT officer and a sniper.
He's a bad motherfucker.
He's a fucking badass, and he's a black officer, and in his mind, he's like, yeah, like I'm gonna change the narrative, all this kind of stuff. He got the most shit for it. What? And, he's just like, what the fuck? Because they're like, oh, you're not, black, you're blue. And it's like, dude, I'm trying to make the community better. And all the officers I've talked to, they're like, yeah, we get the most shit, and it's like, it's crazy to me because it's like you have someone who's like, you know what? I want to change. I'm going to be a good person in this profession. Yeah. And like, I got to say, like being in San Diego, I have not seen any sort of racist cop. And like, again, like I can't be on every call, but like there's bad apples in every industry. Yep. 100%. But all I can do is control myself. Mm-hmm. And I will definitely say if there's any sort of racist incident, the cops will be the first to report it. And they will go straight to the command and be like, hey, this fucking dude said this, that, and the other, or whatever it is. And they get out, like you won't even see it. Like we never got exposed to it. And if it were to happen, I guarantee you the people that are on that squad would be the first to be like, hey, this fucking dude needs to go, or girl. But it's really upsetting to see like, hey, this is someone who, or, it's like, hey, it could be a Hispanic cop in a Hispanic, area. And it's like, oh, dude, you didn't fucking grow up here. It's like, no, I grew up here and I changed how I wanted to grow up. And so it's like, I wanted to help the community. So that's why I put myself in this position. So I always tell people, I'm like, look, if you think you can change it, go fucking do it yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so they have simulators. There's, it's a use of force simulator. And so they've had community people come in. And so you have a belt and there's plastic weapons that have some sort of like laser, sensor. We did it during training and they give you a simulation. So it's on a giant screen and you walk in and you talk to these people and then the proctor, goes through and they click what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So it could be like, hey, you get someone who's kind of feeling down and kind of feeling suicidal. You go up to talk to that person. And they're like, oh, I'm not feeling good. And like, depending on what you say, then they pull out a gun and they like, and then.
I think I've seen it. Yeah.
Or something like that. Or
it's like on a big screen, right? Like
or they're like reach in their pocket and they're like about to pull out a pen. Yeah. And like most community members will just shoot the person.
Oh my gosh.
Like, but it's like, it's crazy because that's will invite people in and they're like, no, I don't want to do it. Or they just like shoot someone.
But that's the real life decision making you have to do on a day-to-day basis where if it is a pen or a cell phone that's black, resembles something like a firearm or something. And it's like, this is the real deal. Like we're not playing. Like decisions are made and mistakes are trying to be mitigated, but this is the real deal.
El Cajon had a case where a guy, he went into a shooting stance, bladed stance, and he pulled out a vape pen and pointed it at the officer.
Oh,
like,
man.
Again, I'm sorry, but that little vape thing and barrel, like, I'm not going to take the time to be like, is that a,
Well, no, as soon as you do that,
know?
like you're like, I'm sorry, like fucking Darwin Award, dude. Darwin Award. That's a dumb fucking thing to do, especially when you're already in trouble. Like the cops are already fucking not your fan.
Yeah.
And you do something like that, like, dude, you're literally asking. And then that's going to happen. Let's say the guy gets blasted, dies. The community's, oh my God, he didn't even have a gun. He didn't like, but he's being a fucking dumbass and was pretending he did.
Well, and a lot of the times it depends on, so we'll get people who call in and they're just giving us what they see. So we prepare for the call based off of what the reporting party's coming in with, right? So they could be like, I think he had a gun in his waistband, right? Like, so we're going off of what they say. And of course we're taking everything with a grain of salt, and we have to, treat every situation, right? But it's like, hey, it's like an active shooter. This guy had a gun and he threatened me and he's walking down the street. So you're going into that and you give commands. Like we go through strict training, and I will say like California is a lot more progressive with their training. Yeah. They have some of the best training, because at least like San Diego City lost a shit ton of cops back in like the 70s and 80s era. And they're like, we got to do something. So they were kind of like the leaders on use of force and officer safety stuff.
Wow, cool.
So we have extremely good training. Like POST is like the police officer standards, something. It's like
What's
POST
the T?
certification.
What's the T?
Training.
Police
It's training.
officer.
Standard training.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be.
Nailed it.
I don't know. It's like POST.
Post.
So POST requires a certain amount, and then California is like, cool, we're going to do like 50 more hours, or like whatever it is. So there's all these things that go into it. So it's like, you make announcements. It's like, hey, I believe GBR, I'm dangerous, like blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, like put your hands up. It's like, dude, just fucking like, listen, if we fuck up, we fuck up. And we're like, hey, and I always explain to people, like, let's say someone's like, oh, this guy had a knife and he like threatened to put it up to my throat. We bring him, we get him in custody, and we figure out what's going on. But we have to make like our priority. You make the scene safe. And then you figure out the fuck's going on. Because like you're saying something, like we're like professional puzzle piece putter togethers, right? So it's like, but you got to make it safe to do so.
I think that's the scientific term, what you just said.
Puzzle
as well.
together. Science.
Science rules.
Just follow the science.
Just follow the science, So it's just like this. And then if you brush them off and you're like, hey, this is what, and I explain to people, because a lot of people are like, oh, you're fucking racist. You just pulled me out. It's like, hey, this is what we had. This is the call that we got. Someone said that you had a gun, you know what I mean? Like blah, blah, blah. And I explain it to people. But a lot of people are like, nah, fuck off. Like, I'm just going to handcuff you. It's like, no, I understand why we need to explain it to people. I understand why we need to explain what we do use of force wise. And if there isn't that narrative, if you don't know how to talk to people, then people are just leaving like, oh, fuck these guys, Yeah.
I saw a terrible video of a body cam footage of a cop going to a house where a big old black dude opened his door. It looked like they're in apartment buildings.
Oh.
And he goes, she's in here. She's choking.
Arizona. I get
You guys
chills.
saw this one?
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
scary.
rolls up, and the guy literally from me to you just
Yeah.
pulls out a gun and starts blasting at the fucking cop.
But you can see in that video, the cop is hesitant.
Yeah.
You can see
He
the cop
knows.
he's like, because I think the original call was like of a shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And so usually if it's like, hey, if there's like a reporting of a shooting, I think there may be.
Dude, you got to be coming in like ready to rock.
I'd be like, hey, everyone out of the house. Like usually, how we would handle is like, hey, there's been a reporting of a shooting, whatever it is. You have to make the scene safe. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm sorry, but it's going to be a bad day to be a fucking victim at that point. Because like if the victims could be the suspects. A lot of times, like victims can be the suspects. Like we have to make sure, like, hey, if there's a reporting of a shooting, multiple callers, we're going to call everyone out of the house. You know what I mean? And so it's like, we're not going to just barge in there. Like, yeah, as much as you want to save people, there's going to be different things that happen because, firefighters have gotten shot, whatever's happened, so it's like, we're going to be more cautious because of that. And so you can tell he's like hesitant. He's like, oh, well, like, hey man, like, why don't you come on? You know what I mean? It gives me, I hate watching it. I hate watching it.
Yeah. I'm having a hard
watching
time
it.
watching like a lot of those videos where I'm just like, oh fuck.
I think like 9 cops got shot that night, which again, like, you know, you have to wonder, like we call it Monday morning quarterbacking, you know, because you weren't there, and like the body worn camera only shows so much. You don't see what you have going into the call. You know, you have like adrenaline, like you get a call in, and like, dude, there was one officer, I can't remember what state it was. He was going to a disturbance at Home Depot. Guy drinking in a parking lot, and he went up to go talk to the guy, and the guy shot him. And he keys up the mic, says, you know, he's got shot, and then he says, like, tell my family I love them.
Oh,
like,
fuck.
Tell me, oh fuck, I
gave me
get
chills.
goosebumps.
Yeah.
You know, so he's like, oh, tell my family I love them, and it's just, you're just like, fuck, like that could have been any other call.
Yeah.
Like, dude drinking in a parking lot at Home Depot, like we did that as kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you drink it, you think of it, it's like, oh, it's nothing. So you have to constantly remind yourself, like, oh, it could be nothing. Someone like asleep in the wheel, like, oh, who knows?
I feel like you have to go in the mindset where it's like, it's never could be nothing.
You have to.
You have to be like, this is definitely something.
Which is why you have an abundance of hobbies to do outside of work. 'Cause you're like, otherwise you're like, okay, cool, I'm gonna get shot going into like Chuck E. Cheese's. Could happen, but I don't know.
You think 2-man, 2-person, 2 police officer squad cars
Watch your pronouns over there.
is something
I
that
identify as like a 1-person.
awesome.
I think so. Even if you do ride as a 1-person unit, which I like riding by
Sure,
myself. You know,
sure,
I want to
absolutely.
like fucking like fart in the car by myself. I don't know, dude. But it's like you're always gonna go
Oh,
to
yeah,
a
cheese.
call. I'm just all the cheese,
Dude, that's a lot of cheese.
It's a lot of
It's
cheese.
a lot of cheese.
Just kidding. I'm really healthy. So anyway, so you will always go to a call with 2 people. Anyway, you know, so it's even if you're riding solo, which like some people like finding a partner that you get along with, your humor is the same, and you police the same way with is like a unicorn.
Yeah.
So sometimes like you do just ride by yourself. I usually rode by myself, and then on, you know, one day a week I'd ride with my my friend Shannon, and so we were the Queen unit.
The Queen Bees.
That's
446th Queen.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But
Nerds.
it's literally a unicorn thing. But
No, I get
I
it.
think and usually like people are good at that. Like you're gonna go to a call with another unit no matter what. If it's like a report call, like if it's like a hit and run crash,
Sure.
then you know you just go to that by yourself. But if it's like an active call, you're definitely gonna go to that with 2 units. And like depending on where you go, like you get to know your shit houses.
Yeah.
So there was like an apartment complex that's low income housing, and whenever you go, because people are very anti-police there, you pour out. You will not go into that apartment complex with less than 4 officers.
That's good.
Damn.
Minimum.
Good.
And you have notes on calls just like that. Or like if it's someone, hey, this person's going to definitely fight with police. This person has used like a pipe on cops like more than one times. Like send, you know, less lethal force, K9, whatever it is. Like we have notes.
That's
you
good.
know. So
Cool.
usually it's two units.
Cool.
You know.
Glad to hear
which
that.
makes it Fun. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
deep,
thank you,
dude.
thank you for your service. I really
Don't even
appreciate
know.
it.
No, I hate. Yeah, you know, it's like, hey, thanks for your support, guys.
It really means a lot, man.
I'm just like really sensitive right now. It's the white
It's the
claw.
mango. Yeah, the
It's
mango.
the
one.
mango white claw.
This is the mango egg. So we did a thing and we made a hotline bling for the boys.
Please tell me there's a sound effect that goes with it.
We need to make one.
What I got?
What do you got over there?
You want it? Where's your...
I know. Keaton's probably.
You sleeping with it?
What do we got?
That's post cheese.
No,
dude.
oh,
That was
that's
not me, dude.
That's her in her squad car by
That
herself.
was not me. Dick.
Oh,
Fucking
that's
snitches
terrible.
get stitches,
The,
bro.
the Gouda right there.
That's that smoked Gouda. All right, so we got a couple calls.
The goat.
We need a better one. So basically, we made a number. I've been trying to push it as hard as I can this first week of getting people to call in. We've gotten 2 calls.
Really?
2 calls.
Oh, yeah.
2.
And we're gonna listen to them right now. And again, people who are listening to this, don't be afraid.
Don't be shy.
Get in there. It can be anything you want. It could be literally anything.
Be like, what's your favorite? Like, if you were a plant, what kind of plant would you be?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I want those kind of
What kind of plant would you be?
Palm tree.
Why? Are you kind of shady? Dude, you're shady.
Oh dang.
Tropical.
Wow, just
gonna
because you're tan doesn't mean you're
shady.
tropical, bro.
Why'd you steer from brown? You were
Yeah, I was like,
He's tropical.
He's
That's a good catch. Dang, dude. Paul's like a lot sharper when he's not drinking.
I know. I'm like on a.
Damn it, we're behind.
Yeah. What would I be? Man, I don't know. Plant.
You can think about. We can listen to a voicemail. You can think about
let's
it.
do that.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. First one's up. Hopefully. Oh, there we go.
What's up, my dude?
Sure.
Garrett out here in beautiful Utah.
Garrett from Utah. Let's go.
75 hard right now. Oh,
He's doing 75 hard with Paul.
was listening to your stories. You gave me a number. I'm calling. Sorry, it's loud. I'm walking around. Cars are driving. Can't do much about it. You guys are freaking awesome. Keep it up. I'm sure I'll probably leave about, I don't know, 6 or 7 more. But just want to shout out to you guys, man.
He's giving you a shout out.
Thanks for the entertainment.
Look at that. That's what we do it for, you know? The
Straight
people.
Utahian.
Promise. And Paul, not in a weird way, so quit it, man.
What do you say?
You freaking 475 guys are weird, dude.
Garrett, aka Dark Creek. Check
All
it
right,
out.
here we got another one.
Thanks, Garrett.
My man.
Garrett from Utah.
He did leave another message, but it was because if you notice, this message was a minute long and it stopped at 50. It's because he dropped his cell phone.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
And here, why don't we, well, fuck it, let's just play it.
It's Garrett from Utah again. I can't be the only one, but of course, drop the phone. I don't know. Didn't finish my message, so call him back.
Call him back.
Shouting out to you guys. Thanks for the entertainment. Thanks for the good laughs. You guys are awesome. Can't wait to connect one of these days.
Yeah.
We need to eat some good food. We need to
What kind of food?
get out in the woods.
Utah food. Oh, he's a
Hunting,
hunter.
man stuff.
He's great. Him and his wife are phenomenal.
A good follows. Great follows.
They're two people that, Garrett, thank you so much for doing that. That was
Love
awesome.
Garrett from Utah.
Yeah, that's great.
They are two people that neither one of us has met, but trust them with our lives. You know, it's like one of those Instagram friends where you're like, I don't like obviously want to hang out with them, but like I don't need to hang out with them to know that they're good people. You know what I mean?
What part of Utah is he in?
It's a good question.
I think they're near. I won't say.
You're like, I trust him with my life, but like,
They're in that northern area. It's all
okay.
Lake-ish, I guess.
But yeah, they're great. And Krista, his wife, is awesome, super into fitness. She has her own program and everything
yeah,
too. Yep.
Fit by Krista.
She's gonna be pissed when she listens to this and hears that I've just gone completely off the rails with my macros because
"All you eat
she
is
was helping.
meat."
She was helping me. I mean, she's definitely a proponent and supporter of
Good.
eating meat, but she was like, she was getting my macros dialed, and I'm like, I just wasn't feeling right. So
I
anyway,
just need more.
all right, here we go. We got another one.
Fellas, what's up? I just want to leave you guys a quick message on a
Didn't get a name.
interesting article that I came across the other day. The title is, As U.S. Home Ownership Surges, Black Families Still Left Behind. The home ownership rate jumped a record 1.3% in 2020. The National Association of Realtors reports. But racial disparities persist, and only race-conscious remedies can fix that.
Wow.
Curious what your guys' thoughts are on that. Basically, what I take away is that home ownership and the market is racist, and there's only one way to do something about it, and that's to be reverse racist, I guess, to fix the problem. So, what do you guys got? Thanks. Bye.
Didn't the
That's
founder
beautiful.
of BLM purchase like a $3-something million house
In my hometown, Topanga.
And didn't they kind of question? Oh, there's like $60 million. Like, I was just
Isn't it kind of weird that
Is it
BLM
so
made all
weird?
that money and didn't actually put it back into
yeah, they
any
didn't put
black
it back
communities?
in. Nope. And like, if I were someone in the black community, I'd be fucking pissed.
It's been quiet. They've been quiet.
There's been a lot of people, well, probably not enough people, but a lot of people talking about like, can we get an audit on Black Lives Matter?
I'm
please?
pretty sure they refused.
Can you refuse an audit?
I don't know.
When you're 351 or the whatever that
501c.
501c. It's kind of different.
You're
It's kind
like
of weird.
technically a
Church, whatever. Nonprofit.
nonprofit, yeah. But you can still get.
You should. Just the beginning.
That's fucking wild, dude. But this is that. Whoever that was.
I'm sorry. I got to get the audio right. The audio was off. I know you guys couldn't hear.
Oh,
we'll get it
I
right.
can hear it.
Basically,
There you go, Spencer.
our listener said that they read an article about saying that like if you pretty much own a home, you're racist, essentially. Like it's like black families are getting left behind. I think the people who are getting left behind are the people who just don't want to do anything with their lives.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be outliers, right? There's going to be people who are stuck in very, very shitty situations. Those are outliers. But I think for the most part, regardless of your gender, age, or race, you're the captain of your own ship.
Yeah.
You know?
I think like what's worse is like critical race theory. It's because you're telling
I think it's a really
young,
good idea to have that in schools.
I'm head out. No, because I'd be pissed. I'm like, you're telling my child that they can't do something because of how they look.
Yeah.
Versus like when I grew up, it's like everyone treat everyone the same because we're the fucking same.
Yeah.
Like we didn't think about it. It's like cool. Like we're just we're people.
Critical
like, it
race
blows
theory?
my mind
Yeah.
to separate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we're fucking people. We are the human race. Like it is what it is. You have equal opportunity. Like, you know, I've met people who've been brought up in horrible, heinous situations. Horrible, and they made a decision like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking change my life, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up, you know. It's
And those
it blows my
stories
mind.
make
They
me
get
want to cry,
washed
dude.
out.
Like I love those fucking stories. I love them. But the people who are constantly looking for hand me outs, free shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know, my situation, I just can't do this, that, or the other. I'm like, no, you're just
You can
fucking,
do
you're
anything.
that's why this country is so amazing, is because we give everybody a chance to go make some shit out of themselves.
We
dude.
have to make up problems here.
We do.
We're so free. We have to make up problems.
That's
Dude, that is a great goddamn quote because it's so fucking true.
This is my answer to this. There's a woman. We can add a link later.
In the show
She
notes.
takes professional dick pictures.
Ooh.
It's called dickture.com.
Oh,
like picture,
Dude,
but like replace
God
the P.
bless that woman.
Please, can we pull it up? Can you Google it?
Ooh, yeah, we can
Just
do it.
for like training and experience. Dickture.com.
Dick
Monique's been away from her phone.
Dickture. Can we
feeding.
spell
Got any
this?
more of those dick pics? You know, Dickture, not Dick Sporting Goods. Love Dicks Sporting Goods. Shut.
Can we-
no K.
can we get a
no
spell?
K.
Okay,
no K.
Dick-
Just
T-
Ture.
Ture.
This woman makes thousands of dollars a month
Dickture.
taking professional dick pictures.
Are we
Click
gonna
on
pull up some
first
dicks
link.
right now?
Yes.
Oh
No,
my-
no.
What the
These
heck?
are just cartoons.
Okay.
No. She's got the real. Hold on. Go into like the little drop down.
I'm like not about seeing dongs right now.
But this is there's a section called dictators. I feel like
Oh,
What the
yeah, we
heck?
just seen it right now. Look at that.
no. But like there's like the real ones. These are give me your
Okay, hold on. Menu.
When
This
you-
thing's not
Okay.
going away. And-
menu. Scroll down. Work.
Okay. See, hold on.
Work.
Oh, there it is. There's the X. Work.
Work. Boom. Dictators of history.
Oh my God.
This is my answer to this.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
You're welcome.
Comrade Stalin.
You're welcome.
CUM.
Spencer, you need to see if they have a modeling gig open for you.
Dude.
Oh, look at that little
Oh,
stubber.
wow. That's a fucking huge dong right there. The fucking,
Dickie Minaj.
oh my God. This
Is that a
fucking-
jacket on a
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. This is fucking
That's
phenomenal.
a corset. That's what I'm saying. You know, you're not even Fidel Cockstroke.
Dude, that is such a great name.
Kim Dong.
Kim Dong Un. Come on, that joke writes itself.
Like to any guy that's watching, I'm sorry if you send this to a chick, she'd be like, "I'll have your babies right now.
oh my God.
I'll have your babies."
Napoleon Boner part. Dude, I'm sorry. Okay,
So
I've
this
had
is
enough dong.
But you
But that's phenomenal. You know that girl?
no. I read an article and I'm like, listen,
Do we need to get her on the podcast?
probably
Should we be a part of her show?
100%.
Okay.
I think you might. I think she uses fluffers. She has to. Like
Yeah, those are some fucking big old dongs, dude, for the most part.
if you can make money taking professional dick pictures.
Some more.
You can do fucking anything.
A lot of those guys did some
This is the
definitely
moral
some
of the
like
story.
penis push-ups before they took those photos.
Dick ups. Yeah. No, I mean, like, you know, I think it's, she brings in like males and they bring in their girlfriends and the girlfriends fluff and then she puts on little fucking jackets and like,
There's a lot of
That's a goddamn awkward
there's
situation.
like a
but
lot of learning that's happening right now. But this is my thing. If you can take professional dick pictures
yeah,
and make a living out of it in America, you can fucking do anything.
I'm gonna say right now, this is my favorite podcast we've ever done. This is so great. Yeah, I'm sorry, Keaton.
There's a lot of learning right now.
Keaton has like taken the hype button
I
somewhere.
think it's the porcelain toilet shot glasses, honestly.
That might be the call.
Yeah, so I'm like, listen, I fucking carve pumpkins on national television.
Yeah, can we talk about that,
fucking
please?
do anything.
Can we talk about your pumpkin carving
God,
competition?
are you like 55 years old?
I'm
Why is it every guest we have on, they're like,
I'm just kidding.
No, you're like you have like an old soul in a way.
Yeah.
everyone's had like, every guest has been like, oh,
I think I'm 1,000 years old
I've
in a
sailed the
29-year
seven
body.
seas.
Maybe
Yeah. I'm actually Columbus. Weird.
Paul, here's an idea. Maybe we're just pieces of shit
I
that we
know.
just never did anything, and like anybody who rolls in here,
does traveling through Netflix count?
yeah,
Yeah. Are you still watching? You're like, fuck.
yeah. No, I think we're just pieces of shit. I think that's what it is. No, I truly do. When Kelsey sent me your profiles, like I'm in.
Can
I'm
I just,
so
can I
into
just
this.
ask, like, when you're like, were you? Because a lot of people are like, oh, fucking pumpkin. Like, because a lot of, hey, look at this girl's pumpkins. You're like, okay. And then you're like, what the fuck?
Okay, did you just say look at this girl's pumpkins?
Like,
Hello.
when people were like, yeah, I tried to show this person your pumpkins. And they were like, okay. And then they were like, oh, shit. Like, you
Your
know?
real
So, like,
pumpkins.
were you guys like pumpkin carver? Like, what? I mean, what was your impression of like,
Well, okay. Can we
I say
start?
like
Can we
one more
start
time?
from
Jesus
the? Yeah. Can we?
like, the
Can
White
we
Claw?
start square one? It's okay. We're going to talk about parking, pumpkin carving, parking.
We can talk about parking.
You know, it was
Parking
close. We're going to talk about that right now. But yes, the whole Kelsey connection thing was awesome. I love random shit. I love that you're a cop and you also are like this high level pumpkin carver. I think that's so fucking wild, and I'm like want to know everything about it. But the story we talked about before, or you may not even remember this, but the first conversation we had over the phone, again, this podcast has been in the works for God knows how long time trying to get you in here. And I quickly realized, so backstory, my wife and I love watching these competition shows.
Called The Bachelor.
Shout out to the wife because that's definitely her idea, not yours.
It's definitely not my idea, but I'm like the guy's like, this is fucking lame. And I'm like, what's going on over there?
Who won?
Damn it, Bobby! You could have just fucking cut the butternut.
Like, what an idiot!
It's always the guys that love
Totally
it.
that guy. I'll wear it. But
Shout out to the wife.
so comes and we're very seasonal around here. Paul knows very well.
You got to come on Christmas.
Christmas, we get down. Halloween, we love holidays. So anyway, October rolls around. We're like, let's watch this cool thing that just popped up on our algorithm on, I believe it was Netflix at the time. And it was a pumpkin carving competition. And we're watching it. And sure as shit, not knowing at the time, we're watching you fucking dominate in a pumpkin carving.
Outrageous pumpkins on the Food Network.
Yeah, it was Food Network, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Shout out to fucking you. That's like one of the biggest flexes ever. But anyway, to finish my story off, we're literally watching you, and we're not only like watching, we're like
The rooting
dude,
against.
like that chick is like really fucking good. And I'm not blowing smoke. I swear to God, you can ask my wife. We're like super impressed what you were doing. And then literally a year rolls around, and then Kelsey, oh, I just had this girl Monique. You should check her out. Like, totally would vibe together really well. Be great for the podcast. I check out here. I'm like, pumpkin carving. That's weird. And I like
I do remember this.
I was starting to scroll. I'm like, I remember. I was like, I was there. Like, there was literally a photo of you at the like during the show I was watching. I'm like, oh my fucking God. Yeah, that was great. That was
I
that
do remember this
Starstruck.
conversation.
Starstruck.
Yeah.
I do. It was after the Monty Python.
What an
Holy Grail
honor.
conversation.
What an honor.
Yeah, autograph a pumpkin. You know?
I have.
No,
pumpkins
you're
in
gonna
my garage,
autograph
so
one of these toilet shot glasses. That's for
I
sure.
can do that. Or you and your wife and your kids came over to pumpkin carving
Let's
at the
go.
house.
Let's go.
It's so fun because it's every time I think about the fact that I've carved pumpkins on the Food Network, I'm like, what is your life about? You know, like,
Yeah.
like what the fuck?
Hurts you?
Yes.
Therapeutic.
Yeah. So my parents started this. They had pumpkin carving parties with the neighborhood. And I remember
It doesn't
like,
scream white privileged.
yeah, you know, you're white. When you
While
have
we were on our yacht in Newport Beach.
like white people shit. So, it became this like thing for us to go to the pumpkin patch and you have to find like the perfect pumpkin. And I would just get excited for this really like mundane thing of going to the pumpkin patch. It's not how it is now. We're like, okay, take my picture in my like flannel and Uggs, like for the gram. It's like, I'm like, these bitches pretend like they're about the pumpkin life, but you ain't about the pumpkin life.
You ain't really about that pumpkin
about
life.
the pumpkin life. So I would, and we would have field trips at our elementary school. We had a pumpkin patch across the street, and it was like I would wait off here for this. I'd be like, yeah, we're gonna go to the pumpkin patch, and we walk, and I'd be like zooming in and out of the patch, like trying to find the perfect pumpkin. And one year, I decided to sculpt the outside. So the Godfather of pumpkin carving, Ray Villafane. He's he literally the
This is
Godfather.
so great.
Should we
This is
excuse,
why I
should we
love these
excuse
conversations.
ourselves?
He's amazing. He's amazing. I would see him sculpt the outside. It was like this 3D kind of thing.
They're sculpting the
like-
inside? Is there a thing?
Well, like you get the triangle like cut through the pumpkin.
Paul, have you watched any of this?
What
stuff?
are you new? Okay, no. So
Well,
it's like
she
you know,
kept saying the outside. I'm like, is there any other way to sculpt the
you can sculpt the inside.
Well,
Okay.
dude,
I stand
can.
corrected.
No, I'm not.
Shame on me.
You can do
I'll just mute
I'm
myself.
not throwing shade, but like, have you actually watched any of these things before,
No, I'm not.
dude?
I'm a regular guy.
He's like, no, I'm not white.
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
No,
My
but
wife doesn't make me watch
no
pumpkin
bullshit
shows.
though. Like, it is fucking bonkers, dude.
Watch Forged in Fire. Fucking
it
swords.
surprises me.
Dude, I'm literally gonna look up your fucking
The
profile
Art
right
Hawk
now.
one. Do the Art Hawk.
What's your name again? No, just kidding. All right, here we go.
Fucking.
I think with a last name like Hawk, you have to be badass anyway. So
my parents, I'm like, thank you, Dad. So this is a Kraken I did in the backyard.
Are you serious?
That's a fucking pumpkin, bro.
What is wrong with
Nick
you?
Betts took that picture. So Kraken rum. This is my. You want to know about this?
How are you this talented? How's
I don't know. I black out and then I carve the pumpkin. Let me
And you
tell
wake up, you're like, I guess I'm
like, fuck,
finished.
that's sick. Okay, so let me tell you about this. Okay, so the season usually I'll
So
I'll try
okay,
and
can
plan
you
my
back up
season.
for 1 second? What is why? Why are we doing this?
Okay, let me back up to the backup. So I carved this pumpkin. I was with my buddy Lanny. Lanny actually taught me how to ride motorcycles. He came over to carve pumpkins, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna fucking try to like carve
So
the
sick.
outside, dude. And then he's like, okay. So I had a steak knife, a vegetable peeler, and a mechanical pencil. And I was like, bro, I'm gonna carve the outside of this pumpkin.
Or I'm gonna stab myself.
Yeah, I did both. So I carved this like devil pumpkin. If you go to my art page, it's
Shout
Art-
it out, please.
Art Hawk Creations.
Okay.
And if you go to the first one ever, that's the first pumpkin I ever did. I was like fucking 17, 18, the outside of the pumpkin.
Oh, flex.
Shout out 724 followers. Make it 25. Let's go. Got the follow.
Blow it up. Blow it up.
So if you scroll
All the way down? Oh, the mask. Wow.
it was the Gord Rona pumpkin.
Wow. Portrait time. Okay. Gotcha.
Oh.
Hey,
Gotcha.
what's up, Food Network? So I was like, oh shit, this thing
Oh
kind of
my
like looks
God.
tight. And then Lanny's like, what the fuck, dude? I was like,
What the fuck? Venom?
Dude, I'm actually like kind of mad at you
Even
for
with
being
the
so
spit?
good at something.
pumpkin.
Dude, that's fucking rad. Look at the
was
detail.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah. Who
Do
again?
you eat
who
peaches
hurt you?
and cottage cheese?
yeah.
Well, you're
She's
Yeah, people
one,
who eat cottage cheese are fucking
she's
weird.
one of them.
I can carve a little venom pumpkin and be totally fine. But
Oh, green flash. I saw you drinking a green flash. Oh, you used that picture. You were drinking.
that
green
was a
flash.
good picture.
That was a good
Shane
picture.
took that. Shane's a professional
Oh,
photographer.
okay. Shane, hey, if
Dude,
you're
he's
listening to this,
legit.
you're gonna be on the
Shane-
podcast. You don't know it yet,
What's up,
but
Shane?
oh my god, tell me is that Donald Trump?
It-
Oh, a Trumpkin.
It's
Yes.
a Trumpkin.
It's like Bette Midler.
Hey, that wasn't my best, all right?
Hey, I
Are
did
you
my
a Game
best.
of Thrones fan?
Dang, look at that fucking thing.
Eyeball popping out. Are you a Game of Thrones fan?
No.
Well, the next one's Game of Thrones. but-
What, this guy? Oh, I know.
Okay.
What is this? The
Gargamel.
The Night King.
I don't know.
Bro.
I don't watch that shit.
So that's
Oh, here you go.
I
Actually,
broke
you
open-
doing it.
I broke open a glow stick.
That is
Oh,
Yeah, and
dang.
I fucking
Yo, you're creative.
wow.
Dude, I would never think like, and that's so cool. You got like the eyes that glow and everything because you broke open the glow stick.
I got shit.
a cool name, Art Hawk.
Art Hawk. Artie. Can I just call you Artie from now on? Maybe that's your guy voice.
Artie.
Artie.
Artie McFly.
There-
It was so good.
That's pretty good.
Just kidding.
That's pretty good.
So Art Hawk was born. I carved that shit and I
Another
was like,
selfie.
dude, that
Oh,
was kind of like sick. And then I painted it. And Lanny's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? So then later that,
Sorry to interrupt you. That looks like it belongs on a Rob Zombie.
yes, it does.
album.
Yes.
That's sick. Should have tagged him.
I did
No.
I did a clown.
Oh, it was a minion.
Scroll down.
Where do you want me to go? Oh, there you
Mickey
go.
Mouse.
Little
Cyclops.
Cyclops.
Well done. Oh, I like that. Throwing in
Budweiser.
the Budweiser.
I need a beer sponsor, honestly.
For real. So do we.
What am I doing?
You can get
with my
pumpkins
life?
year round.
No,
What,
but
when you're
they
professional?
actually
Wow.
keep pretty well.
Sponsored by Pumpkin. Is there, you have a pumpkin?
I do have a pumpkin sponsor.
Shout out,
No,
please.
you
Shout
don't.
out.
No, you don't.
I do. Pumpkin.
Let's-
Shout out to Pumpkin Station, Mike. Fucking love you, dude. Thank you.
Let's
for
go,
all the
Mike.
Let's
What's
go,
up,
Mike.
dude?
Sponsor the podcast.
Mike.
Sponsor. Dude.
Mike.
Hey, Mike, if you want to be a sponsor during October, like, dude, let's go. Let's go.
Hit up Mike for your pumpkins.
Like, what
Hit
is
up
he?
Mike for
What
pumpkins.
do they give you?
So I go to the pumpkin
Pumpkins.
station. They give me pumpkins. I go to the pumpkin station. I carve a pumpkin, and we do a news thing.
Oh, look at the Chucky. Yeah.
You are.
You're good. You're
It's-
good. I don't know if
it-
you've heard this before, but you're pretty good.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Dude. So it's just like the one. It's like I get 2 months out of the year to completely go nuts. So
Yeah.
the Kraken one, I had this idea, and I'm like, man. So we usually do like a Halloween party, and I'm like, man, it'd be really fucking cool to do a Kraken pumpkin.
Okay.
And I was like, well,
The McCracken.
naturally, now I need to like actually get people to pay for it because once you've been on the Food Network, if you don't have people paying for it, you're kind
You're
of like
dumb.
dude, you're like dumb,
Yeah,
right?
you're dumb.
So I was like, how the fuck do I get Kraken rum to pay for this pumpkin?
Oh my God, yes.
So I went down this rabbit hole. I was like, fucking Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I was going hard.
It's so hard to get big companies to pay attention to
So
you.
Kraken is owned.
Via social media, I should say.
Yes.
It's so
And
hard.
especially when they're owned, so like you know how like Oakley's owned by Luxottica, and like they're owned by these bigger companies. So Kraken Rum and Jose Cuervo, they're owned by
Pepsi.
a bigger company. No, they're owned by a bigger company. So I had to like find out that company, and then I had to go in this rabbit hole of like, who the fuck do I talk to? You know, like who's active on it, like who's what, who's that. And so I was sending out messages like. I was a crazy person. They're probably like, what the fuck is a professional pumpkin carver spam? And then finally, so this guy, David, he had his phone number on his LinkedIn. Mistake. So I blew that shit up, dude. Loved him. Hey, David, I'm fucking Monique, professional pumpkin carver. Would love to do. And like, finally, he's like, hey, I'm into weird shit. This is pretty weird. Like, I think they'd be cool into it. And then it just went down this rabbit hole. And finally,
So cool.
and then they hooked me up with like their media personnel. And I was like, hey, I really want to do this, you know, because I'm like, this is going to be expensive. So then I sketched out this thing and they're like, well, Kraken, like for them, Kraken rum came about because these sailors were handling rum and they were sailing
Yeah.
across the sea. This
Shout out
thing.
Navy. Go Navy. Sorry, go ahead.
He's Navy.
Oh, sorry. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I think
Love 'em.
anybody who's
Love the
actually has
seamen.
anything to do with the military, they say Navy, like, oh, I'm so sorry.
I don't know. No, I feel like that's like Air Force. Like oh
Air
my
Force?
God.
Let's be honest. Sorry, very short side
Sidetrack.
note.
Squirrel.
It's Navy and Air Force that get the most shit.
But then
right?
Navy is like, guess what the Marine Corps is under?
Yep, Department of the Navy.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm like not throwing shade, but it's like
Not throwing
it's
shade.
those two that always get the most shit.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
That's fine.
You guys are great.
I mean, look at this guy. He's a fucking
seamen.
specimen.
Yeah.
Specimen. All
Seamen.
40 days of ya.
All 40 days.
40 days. That's fucking amazing. Okay.
I love that this is a thing
Telling you,
now.
yeah.
I love the Italian.
I'm not Italian. Okay. But I love
You
I
definitely
love
got
cheese.
the Italian vibes though.
I love cheese because I'm loud and obnoxious and I love cheese. I do. No, I'm like Canadian, French, German, Irish.
Oh, all right. So you're friendly,
I'm
drinking problem.
Literally translucent because I'm all the way.
Yeah.
I don't have pigment is
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're during the winter, it's just like you just
Yeah.
put your hand right through
Yes, I'm reflective. Yeah, I'm not tactical because they're like, fuck, Jesus Christ, Monique. Yeah.
you. But you'd probably be pretty efficient in some like white snow
Yeah,
camo.
if I were like working in Alaska, I could just fucking, I'd be my
you'd
own
just be
ghillie suit.
sniping
Yeah.
dudes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You wouldn't even need one.
No.
You just walk out there.
I'd be freezing cold, but I'm like,
pew, 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 pew.
Wow.
these
Okay.
sound effects are
You
great.
say that sound.
As you were. As you were.
What were we saying?
Kraken.
Maybe?
McCracken.
Kraken.
I'm a Kraken.
So I drew this thing out.
Wait, so you can draw two now?
I can't draw.
Jeez.
Okay, so side note,
on
again,
my
another
art
side
page.
note. When we first talked, again, I don't know how I remember these. I have severe brain damage, but when we talked, you said that pumpkin carving is just like a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You also tried, was it snow carving or something?
No, that was going to be in the works.
That was going to be in the works and
Oh,
didn't
wait a
happen.
spoiler alert, Spencer.
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay,
I don't know
okay.
how
I'm going to
much I
shut
can-
the fuck up and you can keep talking.
Okay, we'll get to that. Kraken. They told me because I incorporated a face and the tentacles and everything. Like, well, we kind of want it to be like sort of mysterious. Like, you don't want to see the face. I'm like, okay, fuck. So and this, mind you, this was like halfway through October, and I'm like, the party was gonna be on October 24th, I think. And I was like, fuck, I gotta get this in. And so I like drew it with like going around a fucking ship. And they're like,
Yeah.
we love it. And I'm like, okay, where the fuck am I gonna find a ship? Offer up, baby. This is the best purchase I've ever done. Dude, that was a toddler bed
No,
for $50.
that was a toddler
The
bed?
ship. Yes. That ship.
No
I
way.
tweaked it. So I got rid of the Little Tykes sailor thing and I
Oh.
put like a sheet and I tattered it up. Dude, if you scroll,
If you screw a lot over.
basically screw.
That little mango's
if you
hitting hard.
scroll, that White Claw hits.
Yeah.
You can see the Little Tykes logo.
Oh my God, where? Here?
No, it's on the backboard of the ship. I don't know what the fucking hey Navy guy.
headboard?
What's the
Starboard?
headboard? Starboard. I don't know.
Aft.
But
Whatever.
you
That's hilarious.
Scroll go back. No. Other way.
Forecastle.
Other way?
Scroll past next to the tentacles on the backboard of the ship. No,
Testicles.
Yeah.
Go back. Scroll. No. You were in the right.
That one?
You're in the right
back.
scrotum.
I just heard
Past my
testicles. I
face.
kept strolling.
I kept stroking.
It's the White Claw, you guys.
Which
Go
one do you
back.
want me to go to?
Go the last one.
This one?
No.
Oh my
The
God.
actual last one.
Yeah, I was there.
Right there. Okay. Now see the back of the ship.
Yes.
See the little red dot. That's the Little
Oh,
Tykes.
nice.
Dude, it's the Little Tykes logo. So
Nice.
that whole ship. I
That
got it
bokeh
left.
helped out a little bit there.
Yeah.
That's very
That's good.
nice.
So it's still in the backyard right now.
No.
So there's a pool in the background. So I carved that whole fucking thing in the pool. It took me 22 hours. So all of that's comprised of a 200-pound pumpkin and a shit ton of butternut squash.
I'm sorry, you said a 200-pound?
200-pound pumpkin.
Oh, Mike, come up to pulling through.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike from Pumpkin
Mike,
Station.
can't wait to have you
Mike
on.
from Pumpkin
Where's
Station.
Mike at?
Escondido, let me guess. Something
No,
like
I think Mike lives he's somewhere in San Diego, but he also has amazing Christmas trees.
that.
So
Mike.
he goes
course he
from
does.
like pumpkins to Christmas trees. By the way, future shout out to Mike because I'm studying falconry, and if I ever have a
Oh
hawk
my
that I'm gonna,
gosh.
dude,
Of
it's not gonna,
course you are.
dude, it's not gonna be for a
Who
while.
are you?
But I'm gonna name my hawk Mike.
Why? Oh, yes.
Mike
nice.
Hawk?
Mike Hawk.
Oh my God, you
Yeah.
stupid.
It's a great job. That's phenomenal.
Oh my gosh.
No, like first again,
was it
I've had a handful of these guys so far, so I'm like, why would you do Mike? That's kind of lame.
Mike Hawk.
Mike Hawk
It's
is very good.
Mike Hawk.
That's,
Yeah,
that's very good. That's
Mike.
Oh, you were good.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it to like
She's good.
elementary schools and be like,
Yeah.
oh, this
You need
is
your own
Mike. They're like,
podcast.
Mike Hawk.
Yeah.
No,
Yes, you do.
no, I'm having too much fun.
No, you need your own podcast. This is good shit.
You know what I was thinking about today? I'm like, podcasts are so crazy because like I was
You're on one of the best ones.
that's
right
what I'm
now.
saying. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've
It's Joe
been
Rogan, there's us.
Yeah.
Essentially. There's
Essentially.
like two main ones.
Joe Rogan, Potty Mouth, and then
And
who
then-
cares, right?
So I was like,
Oh,
man.
I mean, Brass and Unity.
And Brass and Unity.
Obviously.
Because
No
Kelsey,
question.
I was like, Kelsey literally came and she's like, you should be on their podcast. And I was like, the fact that someone's recommending me to be on a podcast, I'm like, they
You're
care
like-
what I have to say. Like, this is really
Like
great.
my ovaries are just
It's the ovaries
bursting
sonar.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Yes, it's the ecosystem that we have.
But no
you
bullshit.
Just drink
You can literally-
a whole ass can. You should not be yawning over there. All 300 milligrams of caffeine, my friend, that you poured into the toilet. No yawning for you.
No, cheers to him though, because he wakes up and he's at the gym at 4 a.m.
Shout out.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Because I got to work at 6.
No, I feel like you could totally. I've had a couple bourbons. I feel like you could probably figure out a way to not go to the gym
Yeah.
at 4.
How?
You go after?
Yeah, maybe.
I have to work out twice a day.
Well, then why don't?
Go ahead, mathematicians. I'll leave.
Your
Well, I'm
lunch
just-
break.
Not really a thing for me.
Well, so do both workouts have to be 45?
Yes, and they have to be 2 to 3 hours separated.
All right, I'll
You can't
allow
do
it.
consecutive.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Just for 75 days.
There's a little piece of me where he's just like, no, I'm just gonna do this at 4 a.m. because people will think I'm a badass. Right?
Yeah.
I-
when
There's a little bit of that.
I'm a morning person. I mean, military, and then in my professional
Military
career,
does help.
it's I'm a morning bird. I mean, it's a little early. It's a little early, and I like to be up to work out and go to the gym. But yeah, you do you, boo.
Yeah.
I commend
Yeah.
you, sir. I can't even imagine trying to do all that.
I just don't like trust people who really enjoy wedding stuff like really well. You know, I'm just kind of like, you're questionable.
That's fine.
But I'm also a night person, so people are like, "What the fuck? You like graveyards?" Like, I don't trust you either.
Oh
you know.
heck no, I'm
Yeah.
asleep.
Oh, dude, those people creep me out.
But
a
see,
little
like
bit.
that's when I do all my creative stuff because I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I put on, I play,
put on? What's
I
going on?
I put on
Put on lipstick,
movie
tuck it back.
scores.
I'd
Yeah,
fuck
you have
me.
to goat. You have to goat it before you carve pumpkins.
What do you
It's called the
mean?
goat.
What's a goat?
Tucks it
You
back.
said the tuck back. It's called the goat.
Oh, I just think
That's
of
on the waiting,
I think
right?
of the
You
the
know what
Buffalo,
I'm talking about.
Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, no,
the,
but
the old
the
Buffalo
goat,
Bill.
It's called the goat because it like apparently looks like a goat.
Oh,
I hate that shit when I got fucking. I'm like, get that. I don't know.
you see that often?
Not often, but it's like when they think they're funny and you're like, you tuck back and you're like, no, bitch, like that's not attractive.
What do
Like,
you
I don't
mean they? How
my
dare
dude,
you?
dude, I think it's a military thing. Like maybe in the Marine Corps, he
No,
was like,
it's
oh, I'm gonna
not.
tuck back, and I'm
It's
like, I don't
not.
know.
It's just a fucking
It's a
stupid
guy
guy
thing.
shit. Yeah.
It's a guy.
The
thing.
bat wings. Have you?
I've seen the bat wings.
Yeah. There you go.
Let me riddle me this.
Mhm.
I've been trying to figure it out.
I'm ready.
We got answers.
Why the fuck do you guys continue to wear boxers when they have ridiculous holes in them?
That's a good question.
I'll be like, what the fuck? I can put my fist. Oh, it's got like 2 more years in it. What the fuck?
I will say that for the most part, I'm 37. I'll throw that shit out.
I'm a boxer brief guy.
Wait,
Yeah, boxer brief, yeah,
Well, we're
yeah.
talking
sorry.
boxer briefs. We're talking boxer
No,
briefs.
I like. I got some sensitive skin, so I got to keep everything.
So he has holes in it. So he has
here
to
we
so
go.
he's justifying you have holes in your boxer briefs.
If before you rudely interrupted me on my rant, it's got to be tight and it's got to be a good.
Right, but do you have holes in them?
No, there's no holes. I'm not holy.
No, same here.
I feel like a lot of guys still wear boxer briefs with fucking holes in them.
Well, it's like a favorite shirt type of deal.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yes and no. Like I get the comparison, but at the same time, like I'm not comparing my boxer shorts to shirts.
People have something to call in about them.
Maybe this is something to call in again.
Maybe
Hey,
this
do you
is a
have
call in.
holes in your boxer briefs? And why the fuck do you still wear them?
Yeah, yeah.
Call in now.
She was looking into the camera. She's very.
Dude, she's good with the cameras.
Triggered.
She's clearly
Well,
been
she's
on the
a
Food Network
Food
before.
Network.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
clearly.
only have 6 hours. Wow.
Oh my-
How the fuck am I going to do this?
Oh my god!
crazy.
Don't give away your dirty secrets. Come on now, girl.
It's not planned out. It's not real time. It's real time.
Tell me about that then. Or no, don't tell me about
No,
it.
it's totally real time. It's real time. Watch
You
this
started
season
that.
of Halloween Wars coming on Food Network.
Oh my
starting
god.
in September.
What's the end goal with all this shit?
I don't know.
Like, what's the end goal?
I
You
don't know.
get your own show.
No.
Hawk it with Monique. Just hawk
What
it.
would their own show be? I don't even.
Just spitting
Like
loogies on people.
Yeah.
You're into that.
Can you imagine? Here's how to get punched in the face 101.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to hawk a
Dude,
loogie.
have your own show of self-defense, firearm training, pumpkin carving, all in one show.
So like,
Hawk it with Monique.
I don't even know what that would be. I don't know.
I don't know what network
So
you'd
like,
be on.
shoot a pumpkin
pretty
while
sure-
riding
like
a
Fuse
motorcycle.
TV.
I'm pretty.
and,
Or
like,
make a design in your pumpkin through a firearm. Do it. The wheels
There's
are turning.
potential. There's potential.
Yes. Let's go.
Honestly, you can do anything.
I'm
This is
saying like
America.
make the blueprint with ammo and then you go in with a knife. You know what I mean?
There's potential.
Let's
But like
go.
you said, I don't know what network because everyone's like, oh, guns. Like Food Network was
Outdoor
like-
Channel would eat that shit up.
Do you remember what my title was in the Food Network? Because they're like, oh my
No,
God,
I do not
say
remember
you're a
that.
cop. And I was like,
I apologize.
What they say?
I'm a public
Peace.
relations manager.
What?
I manage public relations.
They stayed away from that?
No, I stayed. I was like,
Oh.
the fuck you're gonna put that
Yeah,
on? And
yeah,
thank
yeah,
God
yeah.
I did.
Oh, good call.
So, because like no one's gonna ask like, oh, public relations man. That sounds so
Sounds
exciting.
boring as fuck. Yeah,
no
yeah,
one's
yeah.
gonna ask about that. So I was
Good
like, I'm
call.
a public relations manager.
Yeah, I'm an HR resource manager.
I
Yeah.
do sales. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I sell peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nobody asked about it, which I'm like okay with. I don't post it on social media.
That's
I don't do, you know what I
hilarious.
mean? Like I'm like keep it
That's
separate.
hilarious.
And
I never
especially,
thought
like-
about those things. Like, we've never been on a reality TV show. But like, dude, there's got to be so much bullshit that has to.
It's
go into
also a
that.
very different demographic. I feel like the pumpkin carvers are more. So a lot of the pumpkin carvers full time, they do wood sculpting and ice sculpting.
Okay, so that's where we were going
Oh,
with this.
snow sculpting.
Yeah, the snow sculpting.
So that
thing.
was a potential idea.
okay.
So I can't say too much about it.
Okay, great.
But-
this is gonna be fun.
That's so a lot of the fucking
Yeah, I know it's distracting, right?
It's like he has his own job.
It's a little yeah. Like I'll be in literally mid thought and sentence, and I'm just
You're like, is that my alternate ego or is that Paul? I don't know.
like, did I have way too much to drink, or is it Paul just giggling in the background?
I'm a giggler, man.
You're good. Hey, dude, we love you for you, buddy.
Hey, man.
We love you for you.
Mean the quota. Go ahead. As you were.
I don't even know what it is. I'm worried about you giggling. I'm like, I'm getting self-conscious. I'm like,
I'll put my
it's not funny.
I'll do the mute.
It's not
No, but with all the there, so one, there's got to be some shenanigans going on.
It's just different personalities. So you have these shows and so the pumpkin show is all pumpkin people, which I love. Like it's a small community. So we have like pumpkin groups and stuff.
But you
I was on a
said that,
pumpkin
like-
podcast.
yeah,
by the
like-
way.
I'm sorry, what?
I was on a pumpkin carving podcast.
There's a podcast just for
It's called Carvers and Creators. It's actually fucking rad.
really.
Yes. So it's two pumpkin carvers, one out of Boston, one out of Arizona, and they invite on people in different artistic mediums to be on the podcast. They're beer fanatics. And so we pick a different beer and we, like you show off your beer. And I actually picked one called by Melvin Brewery and called 2x4. That shit was so strong. It was like almost like 8-9% of an IPA. It was delicious. And they have a wheel that they spin. And so there's like a theme and then there's like an adjective. So you could do like angry, like elfish figure, and you'd have to carve something. And then we have a podcast and we like talk about it. So there's definitely community for it.
That's
and so a lot
amazing.
of these, it was a fucking amazing. You would love it. I'll send you their link afterwards. Like it's a fun podcast.
Oh my god, that's great. I couldn't
so
even
funny.
imagine talking just about pumpkins, but when they mix in some other stuff, it makes sense.
Well, and they're both very like-minded to our type people. And so it's interesting because when you're interacting with
I'm sorry,
this,
what do you mean by R type?
like
How dare you?
American. I don't know. Is that weird to
As
say?
opposed to-
I don't know how to. I don't know.
How dare you?
I'm not American. But they bring on different people, but it's there's a lot of ego that's involved in this art kind of community.
Interesting.
And you get these people who are in the cake world and the sugar world.
oh,
and you
the
have to-
cake shit is fucking out of
They're-
control. Out of control.
You know, so I was so fortunate in this past. I was paired with an amazing team of girls and women. Excuse me.
Jesus Christ.
And they were awesome because usually you'll get like a lot of the cake people who are very egotistical and they're like, I'm the best cake artist. And so they have to prove, hey, I need to do the best that I'm going to do. It's like this show's not about what you can do. It's about making a cohesive design. You don't want to tell the difference between cake, sugar, and pumpkin. So in fact, like to how to mold these together, it's more about teamwork, you know, and a unity between like these different egos versus like, oh, this is my best pumpkin carving ever. Nobody here. It's like, hey, we have to put together a good piece. We gotta do this shit in 6 hours. So, you know, but it was fun. It's more about ego. The art world's different.
I feel like a lot of things are just about ego.
Yeah.
A lot of it
Yeah.
is. And a lot of things come down back to communication, like we
Yes.
talked about earlier.
100%.
Very interesting. A lot of indirect correlations.
Yeah, I apply everything that I've learned. It's like pumpkin carving. I apply to law enforcement, right? I have to be very creative with how I approach things. Like I feel like a lot of these people, they talk about A-type personalities, right? Like very scripted and like planned and oriented. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wing it. I'm gonna be creative because I don't know what I'm gonna be given in this situation. So I'm just gonna fucking wing it. You know, so I have to be creative last minute. So that helps me more versus like someone who's very like bland and we have this and this and the other versus me. I'm like, fucking, we're going to do this one. And I'm going to think out of the box and I'm going to be the box. And, you know, I'm going to apply all these different things because I think creatively versus like very one at a time and compartmentalize. You know what I mean? So you need these people. So my pumpkin carving totally goes into law enforcement. Because of the creative aspect, which is weird.
Comparison.
Which is
Love
so
it.
weird, right?
Love it, yeah.
Like it's
so
such a weird comparison, but at the same time, it's like how you say it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, makes sense.
You have to be creative because I'm like, yeah, like you could go to Home Depot and not know what call you're going to, and you have to be able to think creatively.
It again. I think it really boils down to leadership. Like not all one size fits all. Where like you do have to massage some egos or. You know how you can approach some person where you can give it to them straight and they're not going to get bent out of shape about it and they're just going to take it and move on. But then there's some people where you just come at them.
Spank rub.
Yeah, spank rub, right?
Spank
rub.
Hey,
Is that
you did
the name of the
really-
episode? Spank rub?
The spank rub technique
I'm into it.
or the cottage cheese and peaches?
I was thinking that was my guess right there.
Cottage cheese and peaches.
There's-
People might be like, oh, what the fuck? You know?
That's even better.
But then if
we-
I saw like spank rub, you're like, is there a video?
All the freaky people would be like,
All right, we're gonna zip on by to our would you rather.
yes.
This is gonna be good.
Let me guess which military personnel came up with this game.
Why are you looking at me?
It's actually I did.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm a sick fuck.
Okay.
All right, so would you rather?
Oh, Monique's ready.
Would you rather pet a poisonous snake or run from a poisonous snake?
Pet it.
Pet it.
Yeah.
I'm good, dog. I'm
Pet it.
running
Pet that
away.
shit.
You're running away. I'm gonna run away as
Really?
well.
You're fucking young. When you
I'm gonna fucking
get older, there's
like you fucking.
Oh,
what
it's
is
I'm
not
this?
not
I'm
petting
gonna charm
anything,
that
dude.
shit.
I'm gonna tell you right now, poisonous or not.
I'm gonna spank and then I'm gonna rub it.
As
You
our friend
slap it.
Andrew clearly pointed out, we're supposed to say venomous instead of poisonous, but
venomous.
Okay. So you smack it,
yeah.
spank it in the face. It gets all discombobulated. Then
interesting.
and it's like, wow, she's saving me from this
From
like
the
crazy
thing
thing.
that
It's like all
she
discombobulated.
caused.
Then now it's your friend. I'm gonna.
It's
pet
like
it.
it's very like close to like politics that are happening right
Yeah.
now. They like smack us in the face and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, just kidding. Everything's fine.
Like, oh, COVID's crazy. I'm gonna put all these restrictions. Oh, but you can like choose to wear.
What is that? Like maybe 9th time she's hit the mic? What do you think?
I'm sorry. I was like,
very
maybe,
violent.
maybe they won't hear it as it's like echoing. In the,
Like a bong.
Bong.
So yes, 66%
I'm
said
gonna pet it.
they're gonna run,
fucking
and
weird, dude.
yeah,
Oh,
dude,
no.
you will not catch me fucking dead.
I like
petting.
snakes.
No,
Okay.
like I don't know why I'm surprised by that, but like, yeah,
I'm gonna carve it into a pumpkin. Next question.
Oh my god! All right, your significant other either can hear or see everything you do, when she's not around. So you're by yourself. So she or he can hear or see what you're doing by yourself. So almost like a what was that Jim Carrey movie back in the day?
Liar, liar.
No.
What?
Yes, man, or yes.
It was where they were like living their life, but somebody was like
Truman Show.
Truman Show. Thank you.
I'd probably say here just because it'd be funnier.
They hear it.
Yeah,
See,
'cause
I would
I'll
want to
talk to
see it.
myself.
I would want to actually see it. I'm a visual guy.
Yeah.
I'd have to see it. What do you
Maybe
got?
because I talk to myself.
Probably see it because then I think you can probably piece in the hearing. That's my
Well,
guess.
think about like not being able to see anything and just hear stuff.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be so much funnier.
No, but that would be terrible. I feel like
Okay.
Dissecting this way too much.
clearly everyone else is on your side. 64% said hear.
Fucking psychos.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Bunch of pumpkin carvers.
Dude, you're on a fucking Halloween channel and that was your best muhahaha?
No, it's not my best. I can't give you my best right now.
I want to hear the best.
It'll come. It'll come.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Is it going to be your final sign off, the muhaha?
It might be.
Okay.
Bitch, it might be.
Bitch, don't kill my vibe.
Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. All right. Be a pig and orgasm 30 minutes or be a lion and have sex 60 times a day.
Lion.
Lion? What do you got?
Pig, man.
I'm going to do pig as well.
Why?
Dude, 60 times a day? Like, what else am I going to do in the day? Just fucking shit all day?
Still got to work out.
The gluck gluck? What are you doing right
She's
now?
doing a pig.
Oh, sorry.
Jeez. What the heck?
This also sounds like the Gluck Gluck 3000.
I'll
Well
just
done.
make whatever
Well
sound
done.
effect.
Dude, I
know.
haven't done that noise in a very long
So
time.
the lion just has like
Lion
perpetual
57%.
blue balls. I don't know. I guess
Well, that's
you're
the
right,
thing.
though.
But I'm like, obviously, people
No,
want to
you're right.
be a lion, but like, dude, fucking 60 times a day, like,
You're right. You know what? I'll go with the pig.
No,
Okay, I
you said
can't
lion.
change,
You're a piece of
but
shit. You said lion.
What
I'm
the
a piece
audience
of shit.
say?
Audience.
57% lion.
Fuck, okay.
All right, here we go. Who is worse? This is a true, legitimate question. People who run ultra marathons or people who do polar plunges?
Ultra marathon.
Polar plunges.
I'm also gonna say marathon runners. Like, dude, I do the cold plunges. I will shit on myself all day, but
At least it's
the
over.
marathon runner, like the ultra marathon runners, are so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, because they'll tell you first thing, hey, I'm an ultrathon.
Like, hey, what's up? My name's Spencer. Like,
I'm
hey,
on
I
a
just
ultrathon runner.
ran 500 miles.
Yeah.
Like,
You're a
that's
piece of shit and I ran 500 miles.
And don't get me wrong.
What'd
like,
you do today?
Like, I've been like, hey, my name's Spencer. Like,
Yeah,
have you done cold plunges before? Like, I've been that guy before, but like, it's one. I think cold plunges has way more of a benefit than running 500 miles. You're probably shredding years off your life running 500 miles. I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate you doing those things. I think it's badass.
How dare you run
But at the
fast?
same time, I'm like, dude, this is pretty gnarly, and that's not.
Well,
my
it's
thing.
also like those people are like physiological freaks,
Yeah.
right? Because it's like, hey, I don't build lactic acid. The fuck are you about?
You got the
you know?
Goggins, you got the Cameron Haynes, you
Yeah.
got like all these fucking basically superheroes. Who is that? Was that
What was
you?
it?
That was not. That was
that
not,
me?
That
That
was you.
The throat noise.
Somebody else made that noise
was
earlier.
you.
That was because you just
100%
drank.
you,
You just
right?
drank. Yeah, we'll go back to the film. Watch the
You,
tape.
Yeah.
you heard that?
Can we get a
That was
replay?
very loud.
That was you. That was a gargle.
Going on down the
You
pipe.
must be a polar plunger.
Must
This
be.
guy.
What a dickhead.
This guy.
72% said ultra runners. I mean, like, come on, guys. The ultra marathon runners, like, they're the
Everyone knows. It's like it's like the vegans of
yes.
running. Yeah.
Oh, such a great comparison. But also, I don't think their outfits help them out. Like, it's always like super flashy. They've got the aerodynamic bullshit.
Yeah, they run faster, obviously. If you're wearing neon green, you run faster.
That is science.
Proven.
And it's
Proven.
yeah. If
Yeah.
you wear a
Aerodynamic.
color that also lives in the neon highlighter family, faster.
Yeah.
no matter what.
If you could be fabricated by
You could be
scientists,
160
that's like,
pounds and you could be 360 pounds.
Uranium.
You're running faster if you're in the highlighter
Facts.
family. Facts.
Science.
Straight facts.
It's science.
Don't question the science. Don't you dare.
It's science.
All right. This is a good one. And this is very close. And I'm very surprised how close it is. Be half your height or twice your weight.
Half my height.
Really? Wow.
I'll explain.
Okay. Hold on. Before you
And
explain.
we're going to circle back to a conversation we had.
Okay. Paul, what do you got?
I'm gonna say wait. I'm gonna go up.
Yeah, I would do the same thing. I'm like, okay, I'm like 210, 220 right now.
Shout out.
Okay.
Shout out to me.
Thick boys.
So like, okay, I'm 440, 420, whatever, 420. Yeah, I can work that off. But like, dude, being like 3 feet, 4 feet tall.
I have 2 words.
Okay, hit me up.
Midget wrestling.
She's in.
Fair enough, you
Midget
win.
wrestling.
Fair enough,
Money maker.
you
And
win.
according to Mansers, circa like 2000 something. You ever watch that show, Mansers?
No.
What? It was basically a show where like guys.
How are
would
you
send
more
in-
of a man than
No,
us?
dude.
I feel so violated right now.
My metaphorical dick is so big. I watched this show called Mansers. It was around, I think it was like on MTV, but it was basically guys would send in these questions and guys would answer. And one of them was, do midget strippers make more money or like
Probably.
they make twice as much money?
Fuck
minimum?
yeah.
Oh.
Good for
I'm
you.
going to go with half the height. Next question.
Wow.
Mansers.
Dude, I got nothing. I got nothing
good.
on that.
She
That's
wins.
amazing.
You can't even qualify to be on my 600-pound life. So what do you're just a fat fuck. That's it. Or half your weight. People are like, oh my,
Or
half
I'm like
your
a
height.
really-
It's like, wow. Oh my God, this person's like crazy. And like they're,
She's deep, man.
Or I'm just a really like athletic offensive lineman or something like that.
At 5'11".
6 foot. How dare you? 6 foot, 420.
on a good day. Half height.
Half height. That's crazy. Dude, I never even thought about the midget stripper
Yeah.
role.
Make a shit ton. Movies?
Wee Man.
Jackass?
Wee
That's
Man.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Dude's a
saying.
millionaire. If he's not,
Yeah.
I feel bad for him.
Listen,
but
twice your weight, you're just another average American. Half your height, you're
True
you're
story.
a novelty.
wow. I
American
never even
hero.
thought about that.
Quote of the day.
I saw this question. I'm like, pfft, hands down. Hands down, wait.
Plus, the shorter you are,
Oh, so true. So true.
Interesting.
Dude, like my hand is actually going to be only like the size of my palm. That hammer is going to look like,
yeah, that's why the girl strippers make, because their hands are tiny. And they're like, oh my God, it's massive. Her hands
Oh
are
my
2
God.
inches.
I need that. I
So-
need that. That's good.
You can, I mean,
All right, here we go. 53% said
Optics.
height. God damn. Impressive. Impressive work. That's all I got. That was it. That was amazing. Okay, we're going to finish off with sends of the week. Just because for some reason I was like, Monique's in the house, I need to do multiple sends of the week. Normally it's just sender of the week, but I found 3 videos that we
Yes.
all have to watch.
Okay.
All right, here we go. It happens fast. Oh my God. So this video, we've got a guy on what appears to be an electric scooter on the pedestrian crosswalk. And instead of going up the old flat lip, he just goes straight into the curb and goes straight face first, dude.
I took a report.
Oh,
I was
look at
in
that.
training.
Look at that.
You
Just
might be leaving
But
with
with
the
the music,
Scorpion.
the music is perfect.
Yeah, it is.
I took a report. This guy was wasted going this thing. He put it at full throttle, hit the curb, and he flew probably 15, 20 feet
Jeez.
and skinned off a decent portion of his face and didn't wake up. I mean, that
Fuck, dude.
was,
Fuck.
that was, those things freak me out because you see people freaking dipping down the street in those things. They fly. They're also covered in transient shit. So I wouldn't actually ride one.
Oh God.
But you got to be careful.
All right.
Don't drunken bird
Yeah.
people.
Here we go. Number 2. Oh. Anybody else? Just butthole. Just go.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Why is he called a hospital?
So we got Homeboy.
God. Oh my
okay,
God.
so you know those fucking retarded ass parkour motherfuckers. I say that, but at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could actually have that athletic ability. But this guy is on a huge, huge cliff. And he's on one rock and does a flip onto another rock, which is like basically only 2 feet down. But if he misses, is ball game.
I hate it.
You're done. It's over. Oh, fuck. Dude, what?
Freaking 15,000.
One more. Like, again, if you over rotate, it's pretty much ball
You're
game.
done.
You're done. Like look at that.
That's like 15,000 feet.
Yeah, like it's over. You're hitting every large, sharp rock on your way down. There's no coming back from that.
I hope it's a fast death.
What do we got here? Which one's this one? Oh, this one's good. This is so legit.
That's fucking sick.
So we got this snowboarder coming down.
Look at that fresh pow, dude.
Look at all that fresh
That's
pow.
fucking sick, dude.
But then he starts an avalanche. And look at him. He backflips the
Shut
avalanche.
The fuck up.
Backflips the avalanche.
Oh.
Dude. And then check it out. Check it out. It's like a big wave surfer. It's breaking. It's breaking. Misses it. Let's go. We got to watch that again. Got to watch that
That's
again.
the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, how sick was that?
Also, skiing
We
was
got to do that
gnarly,
one more
so
time.
I had to try that for the first time. Way different. Look at that.
So drops down,
Dude.
hits a fat
That's where he starts.
fat
right
jump,
there.
and then this avalanche starts. And you can hear him on the radio goes, avalanche, avalanche, avalanche. Oh. Huge avalanche coming down a hillside. Backflips it. And then literally within feet, like look at that. Misses it by probably 4 feet. And just keeps going down.
He
Dude,
must have
that's
shit himself.
oh, it
How do
has
you
to.
not?
Has to. All right, last one. And
Yes.
This
yes.
is the
Yes. Tell me I watched this 4 times today. Minimum.
You might not like it, but this is what the peak male athletic form looks like.
Boom.
And there ain't a fucking thing you can do.
Ain't a fucking thing
Is
you
that
can
you
do
guys
about
at
it.
twice your weight right now?
If
That's
you
it.
have not seen this video yet, please find it. Homeboy who looks like a bear cub, jeans and rollerblades, no shirt, just hair all over the place. He's had 2 viral videos at this point. This
Yeah.
is one of them. And he just goes hands in pocket, goes in off of a ball, does a fucking backflip, and just lands it with just absolute butter, and then hits you with
Toxic masculinity on wheels.
Yes,
Right
this
there.
is-
Boom, look at that.
You might not like it, but this is what the peak male athletic form looks like. And
and there ain't a
titties and all.
goddamn thing you can do.
That was a
about it.
really good closer.
That was good, man.
That was really
You
good.
did good. I like it.
That was good.
That was good.
Monique, we could be literally doing this for hours,
Hours.
but we're probably very, very close to our threshold here at probably, we're at like 2:15. We're going to have to shut it down,
Yes.
unfortunately.
There
But
has to be round 2.
There's going to be a round 2. I promise you there will be a round 2. Thank you so much for coming out.
No.
Like this literally
Thank you
lived up to the hype. This lived up to the hype. Like again, like we said this, like we have been trying to get this in motion for so long, and for you to come in, you were exactly what I was hoping.
Yes.
Dude, you fucking crushed it. This has been so fun.
So fun.
We're definitely going to do a round 2. No
I'll
question.
bring bigger toilets next time.
Dude, these are amazing. And I mean, like, come on, you come in with gifts like this, like
How could I not?
this is amazing.
How could I not?
Shot glass.
Cheers. Thank you guys.
Do we call it a bowl instead
Yeah.
of a cheers? It's like a bowl. Anything you want to mention that's like coming in the works, maybe, or
Just Halloween Wars this season.
like holler at your girl during Halloween?
It's gonna air in September.
Dude, you
on Food
mentioned
Network.
Damn.
you mentioned doing pumpkin carving with the family. Like I might
Yes.
actually have to
Oh,
hold you to
it's
that.
wait for the invitation.
Okay. All right.
gonna
you heard
rage.
it here. You heard it here. We'll do some fun pumpkin carving content. That would be awesome. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for
Thank you,
tuning
thank you.
in. Go
Don't
follow
eat
our
cream
friend.
cheese, cottage cheese. Don't eat cottage cheese and
Cream cheese.
Don't be a psychopath.
don't be psycho.
Go follow us on the Instagrams, the TikToks, the Patreon. If you can't afford to do Patreon, please just fucking share something. It goes so far. We love you mucho. We'll talk to you next time. Big husses.
This ending music though.